314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
A tariff tit for tat will continue. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump says reciprocal tariffs are coming on more than one country.
I'll be announcing that next week, reciprocal trade, so that we're treated evenly with other countries. We don't want any more or any less. So I'll be announcing that next week.
The president answering questions in the Oval Office a short time ago alongside the Japanese prime minister, who said Toyota and Isuzu were planning additional investments in the U.S. President Trump said they would also discuss Nippon's bid for U.S. steel, which was blocked by former President Biden. President Trump has also criticized that deal. President Trump also just telling reporters there's no rush on his rebuilding proposal for Gaza.
Basically, the United States would view it as a real estate transaction where we'll be an investor in that part of the world.
He says it would bring stability to the region, but the plan has raised international concern about a possible forced displacement of Palestinians. A court fight expands over an executive order on birthright citizenship, with multiple states suing.
They are not invaders. They're human beings.
Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell says more than a dozen Democratic state AGs have joined a lawsuit challenging President Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship for babies born in the U.S. to non-citizens.
They do not deserve to be punished solely because of their parents' immigration status.
Two federal judges have halted the order as appeals play out, likely to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem visits a migrant detention center at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba today, just days after U.S. military flights of migrants began. Only 2 so far. Noem posting on X that all on the second flight were known gang members from Venezuela. America is listening to Fox News.
It's time to throw out your overpriced big wireless contract. Throw it overboard. You can get an iPhone 14 or a Samsung Galaxy for $0 with a qualifying plan of just $45 a month. Get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 25 gigs of data, mobile hotspot. You get all of it. So get your new iPhone 14 or Samsung Galaxy for $0. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Pure Talk, pound 250, keyword Pure Talk from Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Let's call it increasing clouds this afternoon. The clouds will be taking control. It's a little chilly, 42. Cloudy skies dominate all night long with rain and a touch of sleet developing around midnight or so. The evening is dry, 34. Weekend is a little wet on Saturday, especially in the morning. Clouds all day long, 51, and Sunday partly sunny and 38. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people. Without destroying your credit, they can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works.
Call 800-210-4298. 800-210-4298. 800-210-4298.
Consolidated Credit Solutions Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Kansas CSO 0019051. Maryland DM 1492. Oregon DM 892. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission license number DC83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Actual interest rates, length of program, and monthly payment reductions will vary by consumer and creditor. Yours could be higher or lower. Not a loan company. We do not lend money.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior
house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS. That's newnordicusa.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
So a reckoning indeed is coming. It's coming. And we've been waiting for far too long to have accountability in our government. Business as usual just isn't working for working families anymore. So this team that President Trump has assembled and put together, I am excited for them to get to work. I'm excited for a golden age of America, and I am excited for accountability finally to make its way to our nation's capital. I yield back, Mr. President.
Senator Eric Schmidt, ready for the golden age in America. And the only really way that I can follow up with that is to read Mad Scientist's comment here on YouTube that said, "What happened to Ryan?"
Yeah, no big reveal today. Just straight into the show.
He drove his semi-truck here. It's pretty exciting.
We call it a diesel.
I bet we do.
Yeah, we in our community.
We're talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah, we're talking about it. Talking about the truck that I drove in.
Yeah.
And it's an 18-wheeler in other parts of the country, but I have a new face.
It's a good one.
I don't know. You're saying that because we're on air and you want people to go see it, but it is not that good.
I think you're saying that because we're on air and you want people to come see it. Today is haircut day. Ryan has made good on his commitment to shave his beard, and we said that he could leave his mustache or, did you shave here on your chin?
Yeah.
I said you couldn't have your goatee.
I didn't shave it with a razor. I shaved it with clippers, so it's probably why it looks like a little stubbly still, but it's all gone.
I got to look at you for 3 hours.
I know. Oh gosh.
When you walked in, what did I say to you?
Oh, it's not that bad. Because everybody had told you ahead of time that it was that bad.
I can't even repeat how Trisha described it to me.
She was not happy.
She was offended.
Most people are. My wife and kids hate looking at me.
So pause right there. Last week, as you know, we were raising funds for the Lutheran Elementary School Association. We raised $16,500, and that got us the $10,000 match. So we now have an Annie Fry Show scholarship for St. Louis kids, Missouri and Illinois side, to be able to access Lutheran education. Wonderful, amazing. Didn't really think we were going to get to the goal, so we made a little bit of a risky bet on Thursday that Ryan would shave his beard, and we said he could leave his mustache in whatever fashion he chose, and that Ryan would be able to cut my hair. So as we have determined that hair cutting on the radio is not the best radio, but we do want to do it live so you can see it actually happening. So, we're going to do the hair cutting on the YouTube live stream right after we finish the Be or Not the Bee segment that starts at 12:45. So we're going to do Be or Not the Bee in the normal Wiggins America segment, and then Ryan is going to take this brand new cutting shears that my husband purchased last night from Walmart, and he's going to cut an inch off of my hair, and we'll do it live on the YouTube broadcast. So join us on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. Go subscribe while you're there. You need to subscribe for 5 minutes before you can comment, so it'd probably be good to just go subscribe right now, and then you can join the chat. Lots of people there. I want to talk a lot today about DOGE efforts, and you guys have done such a great job while I've been out covering the rapid pace of news. I was sitting like a schoolgirl, all snuggled up in my lazy boy chair watching Fox News like I was watching the Super Bowl.
I'm actually glad to hear that.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, like, because my husband had to stay home Wednesday because our dog had to go to the vet, and it was a must go to the vet situation. And so he had stayed home to take Rosie in, and I was like, I'm just sitting at home. I feel like I should play Fortnite or something fun. And I just sat and watched Fox News all day. That was my activity of choice. And there's just so much happening. And DOGE, we're not even scratching the surface on what they're actually accomplishing for our future economy.
I'm glad to hear you say that, because I wonder how many people are like you right now. We do news, so I'm like, we're really not a great subset of the population. We're already plugged in all the time.
We're the nerds.
Yeah, but I would figure that a lot of people who listen to 97.1 and really even beyond just, the 97.1 typical crowd are fascinated with what's happening right now. We're talking about major governmental, almost cultural change, and it is happening so fast that I can't get enough of it.
Dave on YouTube says, "Hey, I'm a truck driver. Not that ugly." The truck drivers.
Well, that's not funny.
That's a matter of perspective.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Dave, I was going to say you and me, buddy, but you just separated us, so I can't say you and me.
I know Dave. He's a very handsome-looking guy.
Oh, nice for him.
So I'm watching the DOGE stuff, and I mean, really, you could, if somebody said, we can only show you one side of what's going on, the left or the right. If I only saw the left reacting to what is going on in the news right now, I would be more excited about what was actually taking place than if I actually saw the details of what was happening from the right. These people are in end-stage TDS.
Oh, yeah.
It's not pretty. It's not a good look. Speaking of not good looks.
They can't figure out what to scream about.
They're so profane.
They're just yelling.
So nasty. I mean, I was thinking on the way in, I know you guys played that montage of people freaking out. And it's all the usual suspects with a few new ones just sprinkled in there. I kind of wish... We need to talk to FCC Chairman Carr about this. I kind of wish that if a congressperson, if an elected official is saying it publicly, that we didn't have to bleep it out.
I don't think it works that way.
I think that people should see. I think they should be consumed in their natural state,
like a zoo.
Well, if they want to act like rabid animals, they certainly can. I mean, Chuck Schumer up there, what a nerd. Like, what a goober. You're past your time. Like, if we had Mitch McConnell out there leading this, shame on us.
Yeah.
Right. When you've got Elizabeth Warren out there and she's talking like it's so bad. It's like, oh, I don't want to listen to more of that. And then you get the rest of these individuals up there, and they're foul-mouthed language, screaming, hooting, and hollering, and pounding on the podium that they're at. I don't need to see Elizabeth Warren yelling at me like that. I don't need to see it. It doesn't make me go, she's really serious about this. Now I think I might lean in and pay some attention. And then you look over, and it's like, what is it that they're so mad about? And you look at all the crazy things, Sesame Street in Iraq. You mad, bro? Like that? You're that mad about these things? And they'll say, well, no, it's not about that. Well, then get on board for the things that they're cutting that are good to be cutting. And then highlight the things that are bad. You're mad because Trump is succeeding. And it's even more infuriating that people across the political aisle are looking at this going, what else can you find? We want to know more. Is it true that Elon Musk bought ads in the Super Bowl ticks?
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen the
I've seen the report that he was going to, but
I'm pretty sure that this might be a grassroots effort to get him to do it.
Maybe so.
That Elon Musk is spending $40 million to run 3 ads during the Super Bowl that explain stuff that DOGE is finding. Specifically USAID. This is not something that was on the radar. Like when we start cutting spending, how are we going to do that? Well, you just kind of think about this, that, and the other thing that we've heard, like, oh, this budget could probably be cut. Yeah, there's probably bloat and bureaucracy in the defense budget. Like, I'm sure there's smart cuts that can be made there. We're ready to do everything. USAID is just like hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, this wasn't even on the radar.
Not my radar, and I've got a pretty in-tune radar as far as civilian news watchers go. And this is like the jackpot. This is like finding a whole special world when you're playing Super Mario Bros. It's like, what is this Starland?
It goes beyond level 8?
It's the warp whistle.
Yeah. And the Democrats have wanted it that way for a long time. I'm very curious. If Politico loses $8 million plus in subscriptions, can Politico just handle an $8 million blow? Maybe they can.
Good question. Everybody's asking that question.
Can how many of these other places? Why is nobody spending $8 million and subscribing to the Annie Fry Show? That's weird. That's not happening. How do I buy those followers and subscribers?
I think we need to get in touch with USAID.
Better hurry.
Although there are a lot less employees to talk to now.
I just got to tell you, sitting at home, watching the news, I find myself physically in the privacy of my own house with a King Charles Spaniel on my lap and an Australian Shepherd on the armchair next to me, smiling ear to ear, just watching the news. And yes, there are people who are just in complete and total panic over all of this. But it's all the right people. So when you're tuning into it and you're seeing them react in the way they are, it's just like, I'm not terribly sad about this.
And when you see people reacting like that and you try to rationalize why, it makes a lot more sense when you go, oh, it's not because they're cutting government fraud or government spending, even if it's not fraud. It's because they finally found the golden goose that's been funding a whole lot of the things on the left. And they got through 4 years of Trump, and amazingly, he didn't get it the first time. And this time, they knew right where to look.
It does make me think, though, that he knew a lot of these things that he has implemented from the jump make me feel like he knew about a lot of it, and they were trying to figure out how to get it done. So then you sat him in a corner for 4 years and was like, go think about what you've done. And you know what he did? He didn't think about what he's done. He thought about what he would do. And then he assembled all the people and all the documentation. I mean, we interviewed a host of people from the America First Policy Institute who said the entire time that they are, like, their whole purpose is to make it so that the next president of the United States, who's an America First president, whether that's Donald Trump or anybody else, on day one is ready to go with every legal document in hand to do everything America First possible. And I feel like, in saying that, they were even sandbagging a little bit. And we said, I remember Hogan Gidley being on the show with us, and he's like, I asked him, how rapid pace is this going to be once Donald Trump takes the oath of office? And he's like, it's going to be wild. It's going to be so much, so fast. People will have their heads spinning. And that is exactly what happened because they prepared for it. If you had Democrats out there, and there are some, John Fetterman is one of them. If you have Democrats out there who are saying, why would we be funding fill in the blank here? We shouldn't be funding that. We shouldn't be funding that when we have veterans sleeping, homeless on the streets of our country, whether they're dealing with, mental health issues or drug addictions or whatever. Like, can we not take the Iraq Sesame Street dollars and help veterans who are in our country? Can we help children? Can we fund adoptions for those children who are unwanted in the homes that they were born into? Democrats, you want to keep spending money? Are you seriously not going to shake your fists at the sky when you find out that American tax dollars are going to pay for, cement factories near Hamas in Gaza or something like that? What? Come on. Show a little bit of spine, a little bit of integrity. Nothing is ever all completely right and all completely wrong. If you think that everything that Elon Musk is uprooting here are dollars that should be spent, that's fantastic. Shout it from the mountaintops because you're going to lose your jobs in 2026 and in 2028. I can't even put into words how entertaining this is to watch.
It's funny because before Trump took office, and even in the last couple of weeks, we've been going, man, I just hope they're able to find corruption because they're going to shred all these documents and all you have to do is follow the money. Why did that not occur to me? That's what they're doing now. And it's like you said, it's probably the tip of the iceberg.
When Donald Trump began this maneuver, I don't think Elon Musk is going to be around for 4 years doing these types of things. But it is we're weeding the entire garden right now. We're going all in. It's like a controlled burn of sorts. We're taking everything out. And we're going to put back in only what is necessary. And I can only imagine that the focus where tax dollars are re-implemented, when you take out all of the people who were lining their pockets. We talked to Jim Carafano Tuesday. I talked to Jim Carafano. I was here for that, right? And he was talking about NGOs, Catholic Charities, all of these entities that probably started off with a good cause. Now they only exist to take in the money that the government gives them and sustain that. The charity is only a helpful thing to put into their name. It's not the purpose for which they serve. They serve the purpose of existence. And they do it on your taxpayer dollar. Imagine the amount of money that gets put into the Catholic Charities entity like that. Or maybe Catholic Charities has a reckoning and gets their act together and starts actually benefiting America first and not its own self, its own existence. Then maybe to me, that's a little R resurrection story that would be championed in my mind. There's so much awakening that can happen right now. And we've been fat and happy, drunk at the wheel, all of those things for so long without any actual knowledge of how big and bad the problem was. And it's all being laid to bear right now. And we get to watch every bit of it. The transparency that's really the thing that makes it exciting.
If you're listening to the Annie Fry Show, if you're listening to 97.1 and you can't get enough of it, just know we're with you. We can't get enough of this right now.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break. The YouTube live chat poll for today. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes, go Chiefs. Yes, go Eagles. Yes, but you're indifferent, or no? And in full disclosure, a week ago, I was going to make this the poll on Thursday, and then I looked at Ryan, I'm like, is the Super Bowl this weekend? And he's like, no. And I was like, crap, scratch that. But it is Sunday, right? It's this Sunday, right?
No, next week.
Oh, God, I did it again.
Yeah, and I did it again.
I didn't put a date on when you're going to watch it.
It's in the early March.
Let us know what you think. Annie Fry YouTube channel. Haircut at the top of the hour. Let's get back with some more discussion of the news when we come back.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan. One phone call, one text message even, and you are connected with my friend Stewie, a two-time client of his. I have done a refinance with the Bagel Loan. You reach out to him at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440, and you talk to him about a bagel loan. For me, it was a refinance twice because rates went down, and then they went down again. And I was like, I want me the lowest possible rate I can on this mortgage, and Stewie helped me get it, and it's a very nice low rate. Rates have come down from their highest highs here recently, so a bagel loan refinance might make a lot of sense for you. You pay $0 in closing costs when you refinance with the bagel loan. Maybe you want to take some cash out of your home. Maybe you want to tap into some of that equity that has grown over the years and secure a lower rate. Do it and pay no closing costs, which makes this make sense. If you're looking to buy a new home and you need a new mortgage, bagel loan, $0 in closing costs. 314-324-4440, 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-668-6655. That's 800-668-6655. Again, that's 800-668-6655.
This is attorney Todd Nissenholtz of Kaufman Townsley. Injured by a careless driver? We work with the top doctors in St. Louis. We'll help you get the expert medical care you need and the maximum amount of money you deserve. Call 314-500-5000.
Attention St. Louis Medicaid members. If you need assistance with daily living, you can receive a free service from Freedom Care in your own home from a loved one who lives with you. With Freedom Care, you decide who provides your daily care, helping you with preparing meals, bathing, laundry, transportation, and more. A family member or friend that gets paid instantly. It's all through Medicaid, and as a St. Louis resident, it's 100% free to you. New to Medicaid, the Freedom Care family will guide you through enrollment, making it stress-free for patients and caregivers. With over 7,000 five-star Google reviews, we've perfected at-home care for Medicaid members and caregivers. If you live in the St. Louis area, this service is free to you through Medicaid, and with our InstaPay app, caregivers can choose to get paid instantly. So go to freedomcare.com or call 314-697-4912. 314-697-4912. That's 314-697-4912.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gslhonorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
97.1 FM Talk presents Talk in Action, where we shine a spotlight on local charities making a difference in our community. Join us as we give back and connect neighbors in need. Visit 971talk.com/talkinaction to learn more.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shop cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, yo, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys ain't canine. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hit a party. Say, I'm kind of buzzed and it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody.
What they're doing is they are choosing illegal aliens over the safety and security of their own citizens and the men and women of law enforcement who are out there trying to protect their citizens. Not only did we sue today the city of Chicago, we sued the state of Illinois, we sued the mayor, we sued the governor, and we sued others. And let me be very clear, if you don't comply with federal law, you're going to be next.
So the new Attorney General of the United States of America, Pam Bondi, is taking it to the state of Illinois. Like I said, when I'm watching the news, it's almost like it's personally for me. I feel seen by the Trump administration. I feel like I've been neglected. I feel like we've been looked over, and I feel personally targeted because of the apathy that people have. And then Donald Trump puts Pam Bondi in, and she's like, how about I sue every Democrat in the state of Illinois? And I'm like, for me?
Did she specifically say, we're doing this not just for America, but for downstate Illinois? Because if she did, then I could really see that.
Well, I feel very much so like J.B. Pritzker is pushing back in the most, sound clip kinds of ways because he wants to run for president. I still think he's the delusional progressive left who thinks that he's going to say and do all the things. Listen, he does not consider himself one of the people. He isn't. He has a Scrooge McDuck vat of gold doubloons that he swims in leisurely, and he does not understand what it's like to be, John Smith in Southern Illinois. He doesn't understand what that means. He also knows and does not care. He thinks that he can make it rain in all of the right places, and that will be enough for at least the people in Chicago to continue to deal with his bullcrap. And I don't know that it is. Even Gavin Newsom, the fires have really taken out Gavin Newsom's ability to play with political pettiness. He cannot be seen right now having a political slap fight with Donald Trump because that would be the most self-serving thing he could do. Plus, if he wants to run for president in 2028, he has to take care of his own backyard immediately and sufficiently. Otherwise, he's done. I was going to say toast, but I felt like that was bad form.
Yeah, I think you made the right decision there,
I was
Annie.
going to say toast, and then I was going to say cooked, and I was like, that can't work. So
I thought you were going to say
done.
The initials of something like S.O. luck.
Oh, crap out of luck.
Crap out of luck.
I think that J.B. Pritzker is posturing. Maybe he's running a front right now. He's the blocker for the Democratic Party to get their act together in the background. And so he's doing all of these front-facing things and kind of leading the charge because he seems like he's leading the charge of the resistance against Donald Trump. He's the most prominent Democrat out there, effectively making his sole purpose to be the anti-Trump movement. And he sucks. His policies suck. What he's doing, even the Democrats in Chicago are like, knock it off. We would like to be safe. We would like to be prioritized. We would like our taxpayer dollars to go fund us and not the people who you are saying, come to Illinois where we will protect you. The Republicans in the state house and the Senate, maybe, I think maybe all the Republicans have joined together, which is really something because the Illinois Republicans in the General Assembly hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. They do not get along.
I did not know that.
Oh, man, they don't get along. Why can't we all get along, folks? They cannot get along. They have great differences in what they think needs to be done to get the state right. But they have come together and said maybe we should stop providing enormous windfall healthcare benefits for illegal immigrants who are inviting to come to our state. Maybe we should stop there. It's like $3 billion or something like that. Wow. J.B. Pritzker is getting the pantsuit off of him by Pam Bondi and the Trump administration. I have no idea where this is going to end up. I don't know where it's going to go, but I love that they're paying attention to the state of Illinois and not being like, whatever, we're not going to get the play there that we need. We're going to do the California, New York, New Jersey thing. I love it.
It seems like the Democrats that we're hearing the most from right now, the loud ones, the ones with the megaphones and the podiums, are the ones that I keep going back to this because it's just the best example. After the Joe Biden / Donald Trump debate, they said Joe Biden won that debate. They're not rational thinkers. They're not critical thinkers. They're just partisan first and then everything else second. And so those people are the ones I think we're hearing the most from. It's the rest of the Democrats who are actually asking questions right now. Probably a lot of voters are going, okay, J.B. Pritzker, I may have voted for you, but explain to me why you're defending illegal immigrants right now. Because I understand that you're doing it, but I don't know why you're doing it.
I wonder if J.B. Pritzker is going to lose this. Whatever it is, the legal fight will go to the top. It'll go as far as it possibly can, which could take some time. But I feel like he's so accustomed to getting his way. He's incredible bully. There is nothing about J.B. Pritzker's vision for the state of Illinois that syncs with mine. He's an absolute unmitigated disaster for the state. He's had 2 terms. His second term will be up in 2026. There are no term limits. J.B. Pritzker could absolutely run for governor once again. I've heard people suggest that they're waiting for Dick Durbin to say that he doesn't want to be governor to see what happens after that. If you remember, the last time J.B. Pritzker went and ran for re-election, he didn't announce that he was running for a re-election until very, very late. He did, however, stick $50 million of his own money in his PAC. The time is now for Illinois to ride this wave of people looking desperately anywhere for common sense. The time is now for Illinois to get their act together. For the Republicans in the state that are elected, and there are not a lot of them. They are in the super minority. They did not lose any seats in this last election, but they failed to gain any, even though the state went +8 Trump compared to where they had been before. An 8-point shift in support of Donald Trump. And if you see the things that Donald Trump is focusing on right now, safety, security, legal immigration, cutting spending, eventually he's on the front porch of trying to shape up our education system. These are the types of things that will resonate in Chicago. And you only have to win, I think, the number off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure, but the number on the top of my head is if Republicans can win 22% of Cook County, they can win the statewide election.
Wow.
I think there's 22% of Cook County right now up for grabs. If you're on message, if you're the right person for the job, if you bring a sense of positivity and hope for the way forward, everybody who is in Illinois understands how Illinois is. It just is the way it is. You have to make people believe, and I truly believe this, you have to make people believe that the way Illinois isn't the way it has to be. That there is something, you're not going to win. You're not going to win the state of Illinois by campaigning as a lead issue on outlawing abortion. You're just not going to do it. But you will save babies by not electing the next psycho far left liberal lunatic to be the governor in the state of Illinois. You will protect babies by having a likely pro-choice, anti-abortion stance when it comes to how you govern the state of Illinois. You can save babies that way. And you can make a strong concerted effort to make Illinois the place where children are adopted. If you're a child in the state of Illinois and you don't have a loving home, make Illinois the state where those children are prioritized so that they find loving homes. Lean on the private sector. Lean on the religious communities. And I'm not just talking about Christian religious communities. The religious communities who have a purpose that is greater than themselves. Lean on them to help facilitate these adoptions. Lean on community groups that are non-for-profit who care about the future of these children's lives more than they care about worshiping at the almighty altar of abortion. Give those people the opportunity to prioritize adoption and understand that in the state of Illinois, if you want to win, you can't win on outlawing abortion because you will take that stance to the end of the election and you will not be a winner, and then the far, far left person will end up being there. But you can campaign on common sense economics. You can campaign on the idea that police should be supported. You can campaign on the idea that taxpayers and citizens should be prioritized. You can campaign on the idea of bringing business to the Midwest right on the Mississippi River, where we have the perfect place for business to be rooted right here in the middle of the country. So many opportunities right here in this great state with some of the best soil in the actual world exists right here in our land. You can campaign on that, and you could win on that. And the wave, the Donald Trump wave, is washing right through the state of Illinois. Don't miss that wave. Illinois is worth it. Illinois, St. Louis, you should want Illinois to get their act together, because I don't know why this doesn't happen, but if somebody would take what is going on the east side of the Mississippi River, right here from downtown St. Louis, and invest attention and effort and money into making that a business metropolis, would that not make downtown St. Louis, Missouri better? It certainly would. I contest that Illinois has the better view of St. Louis and the St. Louis Arch. Invest in it. Build it. Find people who want to come here and make something here, instead of just relegating it to the place where Democrats only send their election officials, the people who work for their campaign. Democrats don't even go to these places during election season because they think they are a lock. They send their people to do it. Those people from Washington Park, they've been in our studio and told us how they do not come to talk to them to win those elections. They send people, they're like, here's who you're going to vote for. They hand them a card. That's who you're supposed to vote for. That's how much those people are taken for granted. Do like Kevin Schmidt does, the state representative in the East St. Louis area, in the 114th maybe. Do like Kevin Schmidt does and go show up and knock on people's doors. It doesn't matter what color skin he has or what color skin they have. Everybody's issues matter and they should be heard. Kevin Schmidt shows up for those people and they elected him. Get 22% or whatever the specific number is in Cook County and hustle your ass off down here in southern Illinois and do something for the state of Illinois that brings it back. The whole Midwest won't know what to do with themselves if Illinois gets its act together. They will have no idea how to handle Illinois becoming a forefront leader when it comes to business, economics, safety, security, education, and the whole lot. It's worth it. It's doable, but now is the time. Donald Trump has made it the time, and J.B. Pritzker looks like a stooge more than he ever has before. Again, like it was personally for me.
It was.
Thanks, Trump. And Pam Bondi. Quick break. When we come back, Be or Not the Bee. And then in the break, after Be or Not the Bee, Ryan's going to cut my hair. That's actually happening.
And I'm going to close my eyes and do it.
You are not going to close your eyes and do it. 1 inch, buddy. 1 inch. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
You can get yours in a 6-ball. Whatever it is, the party's underway. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm kind of buzzed, so because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how
AirComfortService.com. Reach out to Air Comfort Service for your HVAC needs. And I want to tell you right now that 2025 has wild changes in the HVAC industry and equipment. And with new federal government regulations for the type of refrigerant used in HVAC equipment, things are going to get pricier. Air Comfort Service knows this, and they're prepared for it. And they are there to help you try to avoid that if at all possible. Corey, my dear friend at the Air Comfort Service heating, cooling, and installation business that I have used in my house, they are prepared for this price increase, and they're prepared to help you and the St. Louis homeowners on both sides of the river. They've stocked up on the 2024 HVAC equipment at 2024 pricing, and they are passing those savings off to you. So make sure that if you have HVAC equipment needs in the future, you need to get on the phone and talk to Air Comfort Service very, very soon, because the price hikes are going to be very, very noticeable. 314-513-0091, 314-513-0091, aircomfortservice.com.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
Today's YouTube live chat poll is, are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes, go Chiefs. Yes, go Eagles. Yes, but indifferent. I don't really care who wins. Or no, let us know. It's the YouTube live chat poll of the day, and it is 12:45. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Their parent gave everything for our nation, but when support fades, who stands with them? Join the precious legacy at Rhythm and Brews Fest on March 8th in St. Charles. Learn more at 971talk.com/talk.
The bee or not the bee.
All right, these are a series of stories, some of them from the Babylon Bee, which would mean they were satire, some of them real. I will read the headline. You got to tell me which one is which.
I almost sent you one, and then I'm like, well, if I send it to him, he won't use it. But I'm excited.
I wonder if I have that one.
I'm excited to see see if it's in the mix.
All right, tell me if this is real or not. Attendees at furry convention warned not to harass other species.
Oh, no. Well, I am a furry correspondent.
Mm-hmm. I would figure you would have already known about this if it were real.
Correspondent, folks, not participant.
Yeah, you cover it.
I'm been near it.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Andy on this one. I think this is real.
This is real. The statement that they put out, this is a
Like
convention in Scotland, says harassment of any kind is not tolerated based on race, gender, or sexuality, or fandom-specific characteristics such as the maker of an individual's fursuit or the species of someone's
what does it even mean?
fursona.
Fursona. Fursona.
Uh-huh.
Fursona.
You can't harass people based on the species of someone's fursona.
What can you harass them for? Because I have a few
I think nothing.
things to say.
I don't think you can harass them for anything unless they were conservative. Think about it.
I know. If I think this long, I shouldn't say it.
How can you say it in which we would accept it?
Why are they furries? That's just the open answer.
They enjoy it. I think there's something deeply enjoymenting about it.
Is it all sexual? I don't think it is.
I don't think it's all, but they have. See, here's part of the story that's
I know
very
that I know from my research
disturbing.
and my correspondence. I know that they're at furry conventions, and just so you know, I am a St. Louis Cardinals baseball fan, and I flew to Pittsburgh with my husband to watch the Cardinals.
Oh,
shush! The Cardinals play the Pirates over the 4th of July weekend. We went and watched the game at PNC on July 4th. And that coincides with a furry convention that I didn't know. And I rode on an airplane with somebody who was in full furry costume.
Mm-hmm.
There are when I was researching like why is this happening?
Are you a furry?
That's not what I researched. Just like why are there furries? And it turned out this convention was going on. So then I looked at because I was on an airplane, so I had time to go. And I looked, and there were like areas you go for that were like 18 plus only. mature events, and I just stopped looking. So I don't know the full answer to that. But why?
Well, I think there is something, little ears warning, of course, here. There is something a little bit sexual that is going on no matter what. Because part of the warning that this Scotland furry convention they issued was that you can't discriminate based on species, but attendees are also warned against promoting bestiality and child pornography. Going to state the obvious here, the article says if you're at an event which has to warn attendees against promoting those things, you might be at the wrong event.
Gross.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Next one. World Health Organization warns Trump funding cuts may delay release of new pandemic.
B.
I'm going to say it's the B. Too.
This is the B. Quote, and that would be terrible, the organization said in a statement. We've got a cool name for it and everything. According to WHO officials, the next pandemic is expected to be a real doozy and lead to creative new policies like standing exactly 28.5 feet away from other people, wearing masks over your ears, and burning down churches.
Oh.
But now, at the rate American policies are changing, the pandemic may never even happen. Next one. Trump becomes first fascist in history to reduce size of government.
B.
B.
This is the B. What only time will tell, but Trump must have something extremely nefarious up his sleeve if he's doing fascism by making government smaller, said Lee Glide Jennings, who teaches several classes on the history of fascism at Harvard. It's entirely unlike every other fascism in history at this point. I'm just waiting to see how he's going to wind up instituting a fascist dictatorship by carefully picking apart the government bureaucracy.
Ron on the YouTube channel comments, I like Ryan's Fu Manchu mustache.
Thanks. I like Ron's comment. Next one. Alex Soros suddenly concerned about unelected shadow government.
Oh, false. False. B.
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 That wouldn't be real.
B.
Nope, not at all.
Oh, you guys missed the mark on that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is a real story. The son of George Soros thinks we should be really concerned about an unelected billionaire donor getting access to the federal government. On Monday, and here's how we know, he shared a post by Chuck Schumer sounding the alarm that, quote, an unelected shadow government is conducting a hostile takeover of the federal government.
I am shocked.
You guys, yeah, I'm sorry, but you were both wrong. Yeah, that was real. That was real. All right, here's the one that I thought maybe you were going to send me. You can tell me. Well, I just kind of gave it away, didn't I?
Real.
Lego blocks can be anti-LGBT.
I've seen that headline, or maybe someone talked about it. That's real.
Yeah, it is real.
That's not the one.
It's not?
No.
Yeah, the Science Museum of London faced backlash on social media after a display claiming that Lego blocks can be anti-LGBTQ. The guide states that the plastic bricks may push the norm of heterosexuality.
Why? Why?
Well, it explained that people often look at Lego bricks as having male or female parts, which are used to mate with each other when they stack them. This is, the quote, this is heteronormative, the guide responded.
How do they know which were the male and female parts?
It's however the blocks were feeling that day.
Well, maybe if they took the time to sit down and talk to them for once in a while, then they would know.
That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
Late night comedians excited they can make jokes about the president again.
Not the B.
I'm going to call it the B.
It is the B. Quote, it's been so long since I told a joke about the president, mused a visibly introspective Seth Meyers. I'm not sure I know how to do it anymore. Trump was sworn in as president again, a laughing Jimmy Fallon said during a Monday night monologue on The Tonight Show. This makes him both the 45th and 47th president. Now, it's true. Have you heard this? He's going to be in the Hall of Presidents twice now. The networks believe the jokes are bound to improve.
Do you want to hear mine?
Did you come up with a joke?
I have
your article.
I have jokes. I don't announce them like you do.
Oh, I thought you were saying, I have a joke.
Yeah, that's the way I go. That's how I work.
Okay, let's hear your article.
This is in the New York Post. This is real. This is one I thought you might pick up. Michigan State representative reveals she voluntarily sterilized herself to avoid pregnancy under Trump.
Real. Yeah, I did see that.
The shocking admission by Representative Pahutsky, 36, was made during a rally at the Michigan Capitol where protesters voiced their opposition to Trump's return to power last month. She said, just under 2 weeks ago, I underwent surgery to ensure that I would never have to navigate a pregnancy in Donald Trump's America.
Yeah, I almost chose this, but I figured you had seen it. That's why I didn't choose it.
I refuse to let my body be treated as currency by an administration that only sees value in my ability to procreate. Listen, if you're giving your body over to people specifically only for the ability to not procreate, who's treating your body like currency?
And also, how is she doing this just for 4 years?
I don't know. It depends on it.
I just
If you know people who are questioning how serious this is, I'm going to repeat myself. A sitting government official opted for voluntary sterilization because she was uncertain she'd be able to access contraception in the future. What is wrong with these people? I truly hope that she never gets into a situation where she wants to have a child.
Yeah.
It's so sad to do that and delusional.
Last one, and I saved it for last because it's the hardest one. Babylon Bee announces $36,000 a month pro subscription for USAID-funded government agencies.
Bee?
I think they really did it.
It's the bee, but is it real?
I think it's real.
What world are we living in now? Did they actually make this? So far as I can find, they did not actually do this.
All right, on the Annie Fry YouTube channel, I'm getting the scissors out. It is time to make good. I'm going to let Ryan Wiggins cut an inch off of my hair, and we're going to do it live on the Annie Fry YouTube channel right now. Don't go away. We've got Tammy Dittamore, Tammy, Zach, Pat, Abby, and Trisha, and the Dittamore Group, DITTAMORE group.com, thedittamore.com. I encourage you to reach out to them to begin the conversation about your house listing, about your house purchase in Missouri or Illinois. You are going to be in the best of hands when it comes to the Dittamore Group. They are the #1 team in the #1 office in the Metro East. So you are connecting with the very best of the best to get your house positioned for a great sale and to make sure that you have the best negotiators at the table when you're looking to purchase. Whether you're buying or selling or simply considering a move, they want to talk to you. So don't think that your phone call is, we're not so sure yet. We're kind of on the fence. No, just have a conversation with them. You'll see very quickly how they can guide you through the process, even if you are just in the absolute very beginning to make a sale or to make a purchase. 618-531-4652, thedittamore.com.
The colder weather is a great excuse to practice your Second Amendment skills inside at the Range St. Louis West. Mark Cox here from my friends at the Range, 14803 Manchester Road out in Baldwin. I told you they have the best training in town. February 19th, the Range is co-hosting a women's self-defense workshop at the West County Gracie Barra location. You can get the details on all these events and how to sign up on their website. It's therangestl.com or follow them on Facebook.
Could you make $500,000 in retirement savings feel like $1 million? Or $1 million feel like $2 million? The key is having a comprehensive financial plan for taxes, Social Security, inflation, healthcare, income, and more. Discover how you could make money go a lot further in retirement in a 3-hour adult education class, Retirement Planning 101. Guys, it's Dave Glover from KMOX. This one-night class is taught by a fiduciary advisor from Financial and Tax Architects with decades of financial planning experience. They're held at colleges and libraries throughout St. Louis. There's no cost. Just bring 3 canned goods for the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. If you've saved $300,000 or more for retirement, register by calling 314-350-8110. 314-350-8110. If, like me, you haven't quite had the pedal to the metal the way you should, or if you've had the pedal to the metal the entire time, either way, give us a call. We can help you out. We'll take you wherever you are. 314-350-8110. 314-350-8110 for Financial and Tax Architects.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
Full steam ahead at the White House. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump says Elon Musk is doing a great job spearheading an effort to cut government waste that's prompting court fights.
He's finding tremendous fraud and corruption and waste. You see it with the
USAID, but you're going to see it even more so with other agencies and other parts of government.
Labor unions have sued over access to sensitive information, and Democrats in Congress accuse the executive branch of unconstitutional moves. The president's been meeting with Japan's prime minister. They are just set to begin a joint news conference. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries says the Trump administration isn't focused on lowering costs.
Nothing from Republicans but chaos and cronyism. How is that lowering the high cost of living for everyday Americans? It's not.
Jeffrey says Democrats want to find common ground on the budget. Republicans are working on budget proposals with a March 14th deadline to avoid a partial government shutdown.
It's a race against the clock. House Republicans don't have details on their bill to cut taxes and eliminate spending, but Senate Republicans meet tonight with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago on their plan. Senate Republicans want to focus on border security.
Fox's Chad Pergram. House Republicans had lengthy meetings at the White House yesterday. They want to make the 2017 Trump tax cuts permanent and eliminate taxes on tips, but some conservative lawmakers are pushing for deeper spending cuts. The worst winter virus season in 15 years, at least by one indicator, the percentage of doctor visits driven by flu-like symptoms. New CDC data also shows 43 states reporting high flu activity last week. One school district near Fort Worth, Texas, shut down for 3 days, with hundreds of students and staff out sick. America is listening to Fox News.
It's time to throw out your overpriced big wireless contract. Throw it overboard. You can get an iPhone 14 or a Samsung Galaxy for $0 with a qualifying plan of just $45 a month. Get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 25 gigs of data, mobile hotspot. You get all of it. So get your new iPhone 14 or Samsung Galaxy for $0. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Pure Talk, pound 250, keyword Pure Talk from Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Let's call it increasing clouds this afternoon. The clouds will be taking control. It's a little chilly, 42. Cloudy skies dominate all night long with rain and a touch of sleet developing around midnight or so. The evening is dry, 34. Weekend is a little wet on Saturday, especially in the morning. Clouds all day long, 51, and Sunday partly sunny and 38. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
RulerFoods.com has the food that you need for your party this weekend. If you're going to be watching, oh my gosh, I'm so scared right now. He's cutting my hair right now. Ruler Foods. I'm going to need, what do you mean, ooh?
That was a little much.
What?
Ooh, yep, I'm going to stop.
You can't stop.
Okay, I'm just going to finish it. There. I don't know if I just...
No, that's too...
Ooh, that was...
Hold on. Oh, my God.
Ooh, yeah,
Look at that.
That was more than an inch.
Ruler Foods is getting more than they paid for. Oh, boy. All right. Anyway, we're starting over.
Not bad.
It's not good.
No.
RulerFoods.com. If you're looking for the Ruler Foods closest to you, I want to make sure that you understand they have all of the different foods that you want, party foods, anything that you were looking for that you would normally shop at a different grocery store for. They're going to have those name brands that you love, but they're going to have it at Ruler Foods prices. They also carry Kroger brands at Ruler Foods prices. You can also go to rulerfoods.com, type in the zip code right there, and you are going to be able to find the one that's closest to your home, maybe closest to work, closest to your church on Sunday. Make the commitment to get into Ruler Foods so that you can learn what I've been talking about for so long, the ability to save money on your grocery card. It's the secret that everybody's trying to find out right now, and I'm telling you what that secret is right here, right now. Just visit rulerfoods.com to find the one closest to you, to check out the advertisement, to make sure that you get all of the extra savings that you can get on any given day. They have great produce, great meat products, the whole thing, all online. You can learn about it at rulerfoods.com.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture.
Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Hey, it's Annie. Get your conceal and carry with the certified experts at STS Armory. From beginners and ladies only to pepper spray, STS Armory has a class for you. Call 618-931-GUNS or stop by in Pontoon Beach at the corner of Highway 111 and South Drive.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
Teachers shape the future. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who'll make preventing pandemics their life's work. Sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who'll help combat climate change. And generating possibilities for a student who'll be the first in their family to graduate college. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
You've got thoughts. Did you know you also have a microphone? Listen to 97.1 on the Odyssey app and click the microphone to leave a voice message. Whatever's on your mind, let us know by clicking the microphone in the Odyssey app.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio. I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
If I keep cutting this trying to fix it, I'm going to do a lot of damage here.
Don't keep going. Well, actually, yeah, go ahead.
Shush.
It'll be kind of fun.
Shush.
It's like you know it and you can't help yourself.
I thought I did a decent job. And the bar was low, so the fact that it's acceptable. See,
Ryan's like, I feel like I underpromised and I over-delivered on that promise.
Yeah, right. So I think all told, it went pretty well.
I think I could go into public right now and people wouldn't automatically stare at me.
People wouldn't. Kids would point.
Because they know.
Yeah.
Because
they don't have the filter.
Yeah.
People would look and go, oh.
Let's talk about your face.
Okay. No. Let's keep the focus on you. My face looks bad.
So
To the bone.
So walk us through. So Ryan just cut my hair, and he did it on the live stream. So if you missed it, you can go back on the Annie Fry YouTube channel and you can watch. You took, I think, over 2 inches off my hair.
I do too. I think like Brad said, under promise, over deliver.
Well, that's not really.
We got you to agree to an inch. And so I thought,
That's
what's
not
going
really
to be best for the people?
Over delivering.
It is.
For the people.
Yeah, the people who tuned in.
We raised $16,525 or something. I don't know exactly the number, but I think that's close to it. We got a $10,000 match. We have an Annie Fry Show scholarship established with the Lutheran Elementary School Association for $26,000, and it will grow and it will continue in perpetuity, which is amazing. And if we got to our goal last Friday, I said I'd let Ryan cut my hair, made good on that, and Ryan would shave his beard, and he made average on that.
I cut off the grayest part of my beard and the blondest part of your hair.
That's true. So how did this go down at your house last night for your beard shaving experience?
Well, I told my family earlier in the week that we reached the goal, so this is what I had promised to do. And they were like, why did you promise that? And then they kind of forgot about it because everybody's been sick, and, you guys have been going through the same thing. We've been dealing with a whole lot of just get through it this week. So nobody remembered that I was going to do this Thursday night. So I went into the bathroom and just used the clippers on.
So nobody remembered you were going to do it, and you didn't remind them.
I didn't remind them.
Was that for a reveal?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to see what they'd say, because if the reaction was big, then I'd know, that's not good. And if their reaction was like, oh, I didn't even really notice, oh, yeah, now I kind of do, something's different, then I would know, it's not that big deal. So when I thought I was kind of going down for the night, and I thought the kids were in bed, and so I went and I did the shave, and I was like, oh, man, it looks kind of weird. I don't know if I like it. My daughter came down, and she was like, oh, Dad, I forgot to tell you something. And she goes, and I'm like, uh-oh. She just stared at my face like a baby, learning to like grasp something new for a moment. What is this that I'm experiencing? So I knew it was not good. And she told me, Dad, that looks bad. You should never do that again. And then she asked me, how long is it going to take for your beard to come down? She's 10. And I said, well, about 2 weeks. And she just looked mortified. Like, I'm going to have to live with this? I'm going to have to live with looking at you like this for 2 weeks?
Is there any part of you that shaved and you're like, you said you thought it didn't look good. There's no part of you that was like, I think I'm pulling this off okay.
Not really. It's been so long since I've shaved. I think it's been 7 years or so, at least since the kids were little, that they don't remember it. So I know it's been that long. And my wife doesn't really remember it either.
How did she react?
Well, she just saw it this morning. And she was like, she kept staring at me. She couldn't, and I don't know if the light was different, but she couldn't figure out what was off. She's like, something. She didn't even say it, but I could just see it on her face. But she couldn't figure it out.
She wasn't like excessively attracted to you at the moment.
No. Normally, she's like, ooh, even in the morning, which is weird.
Even in the morning.
Yeah. I'm like, what? Just wearing my boxers,
anyway.
just walking around.
Okay. All right.
And,
I regret everything.
And she looked at me, and she thought I could just tell on her face something was different. And it took her a while, and then she kind of shook it off. And then the kids the other two who hadn't seen it yet, said, no. What did you do? You did it. We told you not to. And I'm like, yeah. And then she realized, oh, you did that to your face. Because if you're in the right light, it still looks like I kind of have a goatee.
Yeah, from here it doesn't look like you shaved off the chin.
I did, though. It's gone. I need to actually straight razor shave it, actually razor shave it, because it's just clipped right now. But yeah, it's not ideal. I don't think I'm going to keep it. You know what's unfortunate? I told Ethan this, is that it's been so long since I've shaved my face that I realized that my face is just like a little fatter than it used to be.
Hence the beards, gentlemen.
And I've got, it's like I don't have two chins or anything, but I can definitely see my neck a little more than I used to.
Why don't you read Jeannie's comment there?
Annie, that was more than an inch. Men. Oh, is she saying we exaggerate? I don't know.
No, I think she just thinks you're bad with measurements.
Most men are pretty good with measurements.
Yeah, but they think so.
Who, if you had to go into Ace Hardware, who do you think was buying most of the tape measures? I would say men.
Yeah, because they don't know what an inch is.
I kind of walked into that one.
Ace Hardware appreciates the shout out, though.
Yeah, right. I'm sure they do.
There's they got us on in the Ace Hardware right now, and there's 3 men in the tape
measure department. Yeah,
putting them back.
Oh, that's not why I'm getting this.
Quick, grab a hammer.
I don't even need this.
I need this level.
This is for my wife.
We'll go look at the fridges and stuff real quick. Garden tools, paint. We'll look at some paint. This is off-white, not regular white. Oh, man. Oh, man. I guess I'll go check out the tape measures one more time before I go, though.
This is a really, I can't think of a different word, broad statement. Men are funny beings. They're pretty simple, and I don't mean simple as in stupid.
I do.
I mean, they need so little.
Mm-hmm.
Emphatic unison nods
Yep.
from the two men in the room.
Yeah, there's very little. It's like the same stuff that makes an animal survive. Guys are like, yeah, I'm good with that stuff.
I said to Ryan the other day, I'm not going to tell you who we were talking about, but we were talking about getting a liberal to come on the show. And I said to him, I was like, do you think that liberal is good at making arguments? Or do you think that I would be able to win that argument pretty easily? And your comment was that they don't make deep arguments.
That I know of.
Yes.
But I don't know for sure because I just don't know. It's just like a lot of liberals, and people would say this about us, except that we actually fight all the time. Like we get online and go into the Thunderdome and whatever. But a lot of the liberals I know, they just don't really take their opinions into the public square enough for criticism.
What I said, I can't remember exactly how I said it. I don't know if you remember how I said it. But I said I would assume that the argument would go, we'd be talking about a particular issue. I would make my point, and as soon as I have won the argument, what ends up happening, and I think this is more of a men to women thing. I don't think this would happen if it were just men and men. But if I landed a really good point that proved my side of the argument, what I have experienced is that men will go like, "Oh, you're really taking this seriously," and they'll go into this kind of like, She thinks she won, but I wasn't really playing the game kind of a thing. They do the same thing if you play pickup basketball with them. Like as soon as it looks like it's starting to be competitive, they get sillier because they don't want to take it seriously because they don't want to lose a serious game.
Yeah, because your respect's on the line.
Well, and part of that is too, like if everybody starts taking it seriously with guys, that can really escalate a lot quicker, and it could become a lot more aggressive than you really want it to be.
But that's guys and guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's not guys and girls.
Well, I haven't played pickup basketball in a long time, so
guys and
gals.
That's
you're really taking this seriously, aren't you?
Man, yeah.
Well, as I told Brian before, how did I say it? Like you men. I said you.
It was not flattering. You weren't intending for it to be.
Ryan was entirely on my side, and I'm like, all you men have to do. What did I say? I said something like, if I make the point that they're not taking it seriously anymore, and I said something like "you men," and you're like, I was with you until you made the "you men" comment. Now I'm not so sure. I said that I think that it's easy to play men in those situations. And I think it's pretty. I think it's easy.
In what situations? Define that a little bit more.
Men, not on the whole, but I think that men are more likely to compete until if they'll enter the conversation. I'm just talking about an argument, like a disagreement, not between a husband and a wife, because that's a different situation, and that there's so much history. No argument that you ever have is just about what you're arguing at that time. You take every single chapter book of every single argument you've had before. But I think when men choose to argue something, they're in it, and I was talking specifically more about left-leaning men. Not at which neither of you two are.
Oh, well, then I agree.
Well, you were with me until I said you men are so easy to...
You lost me.
It's just back and forth. That's the question. Are you on the side of conservatives or men?
Conservatives.
Yeah.
I don't have to think too long about that one.
No, that one's easy.
When men, I made the point that when men start to feel like they're losing the argument, they devalue the argument. They start making jokes.
Yeah, it's a way to save face.
Or specifically in the male to female conversation, they'll start, I don't think that they're specifically trying to demean women, but they'll be like, you're cute when you're mad. Or they'll start doing things like that, to which I'll say, in my mind, well, I've won this one. And then they can feel like they've demoralized the argument enough to feel like maybe they won something.
There's a way for a man to win any argument with a woman, like a really serious argument.
To shut up?
It's whenever he feels like, this isn't going the way I want, you can just go,
here's your model.
And everybody's like, yeah, I get it.
You nailed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I people always say to me, like, why don't you have more Democrats on the show? Brad reaches out to Democrats regularly. I wonder if Cori Bush wants to come on now. She got time.
I could try that again.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder where you get a hold of her.
I don't know.
Do you think she'd come on the show?
No.
Why not?
We can try. I mean, what does she have to gain?
She's going to book the show, and I'm going to get sick that day, and you're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
You'd rather Ryan
And
do
I'll
it?
argue
Okay.
her, and then at some point I'll be like, whoa.
And on that, at 2 o'clock, we're going to take your phone calls on the YouTube live chat poll. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes, go Chiefs. Yes, go Eagles. Yes, but indifferent, or no. I have no idea how anybody in this room is answering this question, so we'll get to that at 2 o'clock. Come tune in and see. Tell me how my hair looks. Ryan, on a scale of 0 to 10, how'd you do? How's my hair look? Not how'd you do.
Okay. So on how would I do 10? On a scale of 0 to 10, how you look? 0. Because of how bad I did. Yeah, your hair is uneven, and I can see that now. I couldn't see it while I was holding it, but man, now I feel bad.
See, I did that too. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
My baby said I was crazy. My mama called me lazy. I was gonna show them all this time. 'Cause you know I
This
ain't no
is the
fool
Annie
and
Fry
I
Show.
don't need no more schooling.
Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Living on toast of time. Living on toast of time. Well, you know I've been through it when I set my watch back to it. Living on toast of time.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan, waiting for your phone call, 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Stewie wants to talk to you about how you can make sure your mortgage is the absolute best financial situation you can be in. Whether you're purchasing a new home and you're going to need a new mortgage, you want to get the absolute best deal there, don't you? Make sure that if you have a realtor recommend somebody to you, that you get a second opinion at 314-324-4440 with Stewie, and find out when you use the Bagel Loan, $0 in closing costs. You don't pay anything. He takes care of that for you. You work directly with him. They don't get rolled into the loan or anything. If you're looking to refinance your home, you've seen the equity in your home go up. Maybe you want to take some money out for debt consolidation, or you want to just refinance and get a little bit lower of a rate at no cost to you. That's what the Bagel Loan does. 314-324-4440, 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey guys, it's Mark Reardon. If you're struggling with low energy, performance issues, or weight gain, Game Day Men's Health has got you covered with testosterone therapy, ED treatments, and more in all of a relaxed man cave environment. At Game Day, you'll get a free testosterone test and consultation, all in just 1 hour. Game Day is the premier men's health clinic with locations in Chesterfield, O'Fallon, Missouri, and Glen Carbon, Illinois. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com. That's GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Get back in the game with Game Day Men's Health.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Jeff Rainford. The mayor got $500 million in federal money known as ARPA. You got $260 million in Rams money. It's almost like you're guaranteed to get reelected if you have $750 million in cash to spend. And yet, her numbers are at an all-time low.
Weekdays from 3 to 6. This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Oh, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
Next question.
It's a legitimate question.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Next question on the Annie Fry Show.
All right, next question. First one from me. What's the worst haircut you ever had? You ever have something that was absolute disaster, had to get it fixed, or maybe you just didn't know that it was that bad, and then you look back at it and you're like, okay, that was a mistake?
I had a skater cut when I was a sophomore.
Who didn't?
You?
Says you.
Did you?
No. Thank you for not giving me one.
I had a haircut. This isn't like I was going for this style. I can't believe I did this, but I went to a place that's known for cutting men's hair, and they had hired a new stylist, and I come to find out that stylists aren't necessarily trained on how to cut men's hair whenever they go through school. And she cut my hair.
It was a men's hair care place?
Mm-hmm. And she cut my hair, and she went.
So you went to a men's hair care place, and they were not trained to cut men's hair.
Right. Didn't know that. Found out afterwards. She cut a long back, but she didn't cross-hatch across the side. And when my hair was wet, I left. I was like, all right, this looks fine. And then I got home, and my hair dried out, and I looked like I had spirals in my hair from where the hair had stopped being, where she had stopped cutting it.
In 1994, perms were in, and I wanted short hair, and I had like short, like at my ears hair and a perm.
You're doing something right now.
What?
You might live to regret.
I'm improving what you've done to me.
I'm not sure. I guess we'll see.
You did just say that I was a zero, so.
Yeah, but you know how I lean into the jokes. Also, what am I supposed to say? Like, no, Annie, you look fantastic. That would be awkward.
Unlike calling me a zero?
That was also awkward because you made it so emotional. You won that one.
Next question.
Have you ever fallen asleep in class?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Really?
Yes. I slept through so much school.
I didn't know that.
Well, see, the thing is, it's funny to be married to a teacher and hear, I said this recently, that I would love to do a segment where our spouses come in and tell us the wild stories about things that go on during the class and like the stupid, crazy things that students do that they get in trouble, because I just find those stories to be super funny. My husband doesn't, but I think they're very funny. But seeing things from the perspective of a teacher, I wonder how many things did I think I was getting away with that teachers just didn't care about. But I slept in class all of the time. All of the time. I never did my homework the night before. I would cram in third hour to get fourth hour homework done, get it done, and then I'd sleep.
Wow.
But I've always had sleep problems. It's not as bad these days. I've worked on some things to get that a little bit better, but I've always struggled with sleep. I've always struggled with mornings. Did my teachers all know that I was sleeping all the time? I kind of inclined to believe that they did, and they just thought maybe I needed the sleep.
I would be surprised if they didn't know that you were sleeping.
Yeah,
I definitely did the one hand up on, your elbows on the desk and your hands kind of holding your forehead and you're facing away from the teacher.
You still look like you're not passed out.
Yeah, I wasn't just laying my head on the desk, but it's facing away. But then your arm falls out because you jump or something in class, right. And then you're like, oh, everything's cool, everything's good. I love social studies.
Those moments when you're starting to fall asleep, but you have some sort of dream or something.
Yeah.
You wake up.
You jump.
Those
you fall off
weird.
The cliff, and then you make sure you don't hit the ground, but you're sitting in your desk.
The very few times I've ever tried to sleep in a situation where I wasn't supposed to, probably in a classroom. I don't even remember doing it in a class, but I remember being around my friends at one point in some social situation. Don't remember what it was, where I was starting to fall asleep, and they'll still make fun of me because I started to fall asleep, and then I jumped up and I went, oh, rabbit!
Brad, did you sleep in class?
I never slept in class. I fell asleep on buses and that sort of thing, but I never did fall asleep in
So you
classes.
didn't then, Ryan? I'm the only one
No,
who did?
I didn't.
Whoops.
I didn't.
Next question,
I
Brad.
think I should have.
What is the worst backhanded compliment you have ever received?
When Ryan told me I was a zero about 4 minutes ago.
That wasn't a compliment.
That was just a regular insult.
Yeah,
that was just you being honest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was
so maybe it was that one.
complimentary about it. I think the most backhanded compliments I ever receive are pretty much every day in the YouTube chat.
What?
Go on. I know what you're talking about.
It'll be kind of like, yeah, you do a great job for a weekend host or something like that.
I've never seen that comment in the YouTube chat.
Oh, yeah.
That's because you're sick. You're at home.
2 days. Well, on one of them where I actually sat and watched the whole chat the entire time.
That must have come when you weren't watching.
Well, that was actually me commenting.
Whatever 18 counts.
The most backhanded compliments we ever get are probably from each other.
Yeah.
Because we are like, I'm not going to actually compliment you, but I want to tell you that was good, but it would be awkward to tell you.
I don't know of backhanded compliments that I receive.
I think the worst one I ever got wasn't an intentional backhanded compliment, but it was right after I'd lost a bunch of the weight. And they were trying, this particular individual was trying to inspire me by saying, hey, we saw that you lost all this weight, and we thought to ourselves, if Brad can do it, surely we can do it. And like, what's all wrapped up in that is like, wow, you shocked us that you were actually able to do that. It is something that was within your capabilities, and if you can do it, then surely we can do it. Because
I forgot about Chris's comment that he just made for me. Annie, you do a great job for a girl. Thank you. You're listening to my show. That's all I got to say. Next question. Do you have another one, Ryan?
Yeah. How many coffee drinks per week would you say that you buy?
Well, how many days are there? 6?
One almost every day?
Maybe 6.5 on average. I definitely try to get one for church. I just will yawn through this whole show because it's so boring. It's more a matter.
Whose fault is that?
It's mine. But I'm doing the best I can. I'm just a girl in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 6.5. Scooters, they definitely know me. I appreciate them. What about you?
I fluctuate where some weeks I'll do 5 and then others I'll do almost none. So I'll say 2 or 3.
I'm probably at 7 to 9.
Holy
crap.
crap.
You get multiple per day?
Some days.
Wow.
Yeah. But I just like coffee. So
apparently
it's not necessarily to stay up. It's just I like it.
What is this? Did Scooter mean to say I look homely in braids? I'm trying to braid my hair right now.
I'm trying to look and see.
Next question, mine. What was your favorite part of COVID? Not the virus, so to speak, but the experience of it.
Well, I think it was not the virus, so
yeah,
that was. I could probably put that one aside to start with.
I wanted to eliminate it.
Okay. Favorite part of COVID, the first couple weeks when it actually felt like everybody was kind of like, let's pull together. There was a real sense of this might be a big tragedy. Maybe we can actually overcome it if we all band together.
So the Cuomo days.
I guess. I don't know. The first 2 weeks in March 15 through the end of March, it was such a big worldwide event happening to every single person that it felt like, wow, this is history. Then it immediately became a burden.
I remember going home. It was, I want to say March 17th, but I'm not 100% sure. But excuse my COVID cough. I don't have COVID that I know of. We were told that Illinois, it was when Illinois shut down, Missouri hadn't, but Odyssey had said, we're going to broadcast from home, we're going to figure this out. And I remember being like, this is exciting isn't the right word, but it was so, like, it affected every inch of your life. It was so wild what was happening. It was like the snow day of snow days, and you didn't know when you were going to go back. But I remember vividly, I stopped at this grocery store that's downtown right before you get on the Stan Musial Bridge, and I bought a bunch of groceries because it was going to be a little bit of a different story buying in Missouri than at Illinois at that point. So I think I spent like $300 on groceries of just like frozen pizzas and everything to make sure that we wouldn't have to go out to buy stuff if, we'd have food. And I got 6 people in my house, so we have a lot of people to feed. And I remember coming home and bringing the grocery bags home and bringing them in, and my kids were sitting at the counter, the countertop bar that we have in our kitchen. And I remember looking at them for a second and thinking, are we all going to make it?
because it was so scary. Like, what was happening was so serious and so scary. And I looked at my children that day and I considered all of our mortality, and it was not good. It was very heavy hitting. Like, I had to go outside in the garage and collect myself and come back in so that I wouldn't scare my kids. But with that being said, fortunately, everybody in my family, immediate family, certainly fared okay throughout the whole thing. We watched so many movies together as a family. We did so many things together as a family. I'm not so sure that my immediate family would be as... We're a very close family, and I'm not so sure that we would be as close as we were if we didn't do the COVID thing. Because we spent so much time together, we had to learn to entertain each other and like each other's company, and we did that. So in that regard, if there's a way to make lemonade out of lemons.
If the kids had gone back to school in August, September.
Mine did.
Not
Lutheran
everybody's
schools.
did. Mine did too.
Lutheran schools.
But not everybody's did. If we had kind of started to say, okay, that's the cutoff, everything's going back to normal, you'd almost look back on it, again, virus aside, with a little bit more fondness. But it went so long, and they tried to use it so nefariously that there's very little to look back on and say, yeah, that was good.
When I look back on it, there wasn't one part of it that I would say that was my favorite part. I mean, I could probably pull an instance or two out of there for a silver lining, but really, if I had to pick overall, my favorite part was when it was done. And I remember the anxiety. And the problem for me is with COVID, it went from the anxiety to the wait a minute, what are we doing here? And it went flipped. There was no in between. It went from anxiety to irritation. And I was irritated with the government. I was irritated with people that were trying to shut us down. I was irritated with the people that were really, really, really freaking out over it. You know, I thought to myself, we could do these things, you know, more wisely. And by that time, I'm watching states like Florida open up and Missouri getting more and more open. And I was thinking to myself, guys, it's not what like this counter on CNN is saying to itself, and now I feel like I'm being oppressed. And so I was mad and irritated and angry until they lifted most of the restrictions.
I don't think Donald Trump loses in 2020 if COVID doesn't happen. And I don't think he wins in 2024 if COVID doesn't happen. And the scenario that we're in right now with his ability to lead in his second term, with the mandate that he has, with the clear contrast of what the other side has to offer, in that regard, I think COVID was the catalyst for his loss and his win.
On the heels of that, what's your favorite thing Trump has done so far?
Let's answer that when we come back.
Okay.
Let's take a quick break. We'll also take your questions in the Annie Fry YouTube live chat. You can come see my hair. Does my hair look better now?
It's a 10.
Oh, thanks. Because you can't see it. I cut the rest off of it.
I can't win.
No, I braided it. So now it's a little safer, I think. Let us know your questions in the live chat. Also, go vote in the YouTube live chat poll while you are there. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes, go Chiefs. Yes, go Eagles. Yes, but indifferent or no. We're going to take your phone calls on that in the 2 o'clock hour. And more next question next.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
CiviaLaw.com. Make sure that your future is planned, and I'm talking about the future of your estate. Any elder law concerns that you have, Todd Civia is the guy to make sure that you have thought it through. He's going to think the thoughts that you don't even know you have to think. And when you call him at 833-995-WILL, 833-995-WILL, you're going to set up a strategy session with him. In 2 weeks from that strategy session, you will have completed documents in hand with your trust that you establish, your wills, your powers of attorney. He's going to walk you through the process to make sure you're comfortable that you have a well thought out solution for what happens with your estate. He's going to ask you the questions, and maybe some of the reasons you've avoided doing this is because you have complicated relationships in your family. You maybe have a blended family, and you know that there are some hard things that are going to need to be discussed. Todd Civia knows how to get you through those discussions in a way that gives you peace of mind at the end of the discussion and have everything in its place. Call Call him. He did our trust. He can do yours as well. 833-995-WILL. 833-995-WILL. He's in Missouri. He's in Illinois. And he's online at SuviaLaw.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Today's YouTube live chat poll, are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes, go Chiefs. Yes, go Eagles. Yes, but indifferent, or no, I'm not watching the Super Bowl. Jump on Annie's YouTube page and vote in the poll, and leave us a comment saying why you voted the way you voted, and we might feature that on air. The time is 1:41. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The Annie Fry Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is happening now. Tune in to the Annie Fry Show live stream. Vote and be a part of the conversation by typing in Annie Fry on YouTube. Subscribe and leave a comment.
There's only one thing to set your soul free. Wasn't no easy street where I come from. There wasn't no sleep until the work was done.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Gosh, I love that kind of music. We are doing a little next question here on the Annie Fry Show. At 2 o'clock, the first segment of the 2 o'clock hour, we're going to take your phone calls on the YouTube live chat poll. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes, go Chiefs. Yes, go Eagles. Yes, but you're watching it, but you don't really care, or no, you're not watching it. Annie Fry YouTube channel. We've got going on 350 votes here. So get them in here. This is kind of interesting to see these results coming in as to how many people care and don't care. The question you posed right before the break, Ryan, go ahead.
What's your favorite thing that Trump has done so far in this term?
Do you want to go first?
No.
No?
Yeah, I want to hear from you guys.
Tom Homan, border czar, complete and total fulfillment on the commitment to what is going to happen to secure our border. There's no question about what his intention is here. The people who are coming to our southern border now, compared to before, it's like they've gone. They've vanished. He stopped that problem, and he's going in and getting criminals out. The idea of sending criminals, people who are here who have done violent crime, to get them out of our society and publicly ship them to Guantanamo Bay. I've had this thought. If you're a gang member and you see these people getting rounded up and stuck in a holding area in Guantanamo Bay, do you want to go to Guantanamo Bay where all of these gang members are all put together and they're probably from different gangs? Like, that would be, I'm not in a gang, so maybe I don't have the street cred to feel differently, but I think that could be maybe the scariest situation you could find yourself in.
It's certainly a huge deterrent.
Huge. And he's just unashamed to go 100% in on the commitment. So my favorite thing, and I like all the things, but my favorite thing, border security, immigration, illegal immigration enforcement, getting these criminals out, Tom Homan, the whole deal.
It's going to be really hard to know how many people, just at the threat of both Trump or that Trump's going to be really hard on us or whatever, that he's going to be a no-nonsense president. It's going to be hard to ever know how many people self-deported.
Yeah, that's true. When I look at this, I really like Annie's answer there. I would have said that, but since she said that, my favorite thing is just how fast and how rapid he has rolled out every promise. He's like, I feel like what he's doing is he's putting in place what he said he was going to do. He's delivering on his campaign promises. We're not even a month in. And he has delivered on so many of those promises. But not only that, he's already working with Congress and with the Senate to get this not just an executive order, but to make laws. But he's gone so fast and so hard and hit everything so quickly that his opposition doesn't have time to formulate a great strategy against any one thing that he's done.
So what was your favorite thing?
Just how he's rolled this out. The rollout has just been spectacular. And then everything that he's done, I really haven't come across something where I go, I don't know if I like that. So
Ryan?
DOGE.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue with what you said because it was like the most necessary, immediate thing that needed to be done.
Your question is, what was the one thing?
What's
so
your
I wanted
favorite
to pick
thing?
the one thing.
Yeah, but I think that I expected him to do that, and so him following through has been great. Again, Brad, I'm not disappointed with basically anything, but the DOGE thing has been a surprise, and I think we're just seeing the beginning of it, and how much that's going to dismantle the whole opposition network and the money and the laundering through these agencies that was going to all these nefarious actors. Not just nefarious like, because they're on the left. That's wrong to do. But nefarious like you're funding terror. Ted Cruz has been yelling, look at what this money was doing for Hamas. And I've had no chance to really dig into the claims that he's making, but just the fact that he's the one doing it, it's like everybody's got a different aspect of this going, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one. Man, there's so many areas that they're trying to clean up that I'd say DOGE so far has been my favorite.
Next question, Brad.
So, where is it? What is something that is classy if you're good looking, but trashy if you're not?
Do you have something in mind?
I have a couple things I think about. One of them is like tattoos. I think that if you are a good-looking person, a tattoo can be a great accent, but if you're not a good-looking person, a tattoo can make you look more like a ruffian or something like that. One of the other things that I think, this is more of a behavior, but like hitting on somebody, I think if somebody's good-looking, the same kind of quote-unquote line could be more classy than if somebody's not good looking. Then it kind of gets a little creepy
because they're ugly. You guys, are you just thinking about men in that regard or women?
I think it's across the board.
Yeah.
You're both happily married men, but did you, when you were younger, would you have enjoyed a woman making the first move?
I had that happen a couple times. And I'm not trying to brag, but I am bragging. And I didn't mind it, but it was a little awkward because I think both times I happened to be dating somebody. It was like,
How did they hit on you?
Well, one of them specifically was at a wedding in Chicago. This girl was she probably a couple drinks in, and she was just like on the dance floor. Have you ever seen me dance? I don't dance real seriously.
I've seen you move when music is playing. Go on.
I have a dance called the broken arms dance.
Yeah.
That is
a killer.
I think I've patented it. Nobody else really can do it. And
big money maker.
I look ridiculous when I do it. And I just kind of lean into all of the worst ways that you could possibly dance. So to be
it's hard
at
for
a
me
wedding,
to picture what that would be like.
Yeah, to be at a wedding and to have a girl actually hitting on you while you're doing that.
What was she?
I was almost questioning her judgment.
You just told me all of the things about you, and I asked you what she did to hit on you. I didn't ask you why you were so attractive in this moment to this drunk girl at a wedding in Chicago.
I wasn't. She was. But I'll tell you this: I was doing these ridiculous dances, and the dance floor was not that big. Like the venue was just not that big, so you were kind of dancing close to everybody anyway. And I'm already taking up too much space, and she was kind of grinding it a little bit on me, and I was like, I think that might be intentional. I don't think it's just because there's not that much space here. And then once I made it clear that I was not going to be interested, here's the part that's not flattering. She just went on to the next guy.
I was just going to say, are you sure she wasn't just a drunk girl on the dance floor?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Any other time?
That's the number one.
Okay. But the question is, would you have liked a woman to make the first move and
Yeah, I'm still okay
throw a
with
line
it.
on you?
Even
or
after
something like
that
that
story, I'm still a thumbs up.
Still a very vivid memory for you, clearly.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember it, but
No.
Brad?
The compliments are always so few and far between that I always appreciated a compliment or being hit on, whether or not I was interested in the person. So if you're asking, was I put off by a girl hitting on me? Not at all. Would enjoy it, but it very rarely, if ever, happened.
And you, Brute?
I was just trying to think of all the different ways that I could take this. I would never, ever make a move. But there's a difference between girls. Like, I was a big flirt. But I would flirt with everybody. I tease people, but I get teased back. I mean, it's a give and take. So I think it's kind of a gray area. If you engage in the flirtatiousness with the opposite sex, I could see how a guy would maybe think that you were making a move. But if you're, are you writing something down? What are you writing?
Title of the hour.
What?
Annie.
I'm in the middle. He's never taken notes on anything I've ever said, ever. And I just said something, and he's like, hold on a second. Gotta write that down.
Strikes.
What did you write down?
Annie claims she's a flirt.
Oh, stop.
That's the title of hour 2.
Well, I kind of am. But we've gone over this over and over and over again, but I would never make a first move on a guy. But I would also not, at the same time, there's a difference between making a move and being open in your behavior with them to being interested in them making a first move.
I don't know if
women know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I don't know if every guy is like this, but I had no clue when a girl was flirting with me.
I think more guys are like that than women certainly realize.
Until she went too far, and then I was like, whoa. That was unexpected.
Coming out strong
yeah.
here.
And then you go, well, I'm not sure about that. But if a girl did it the right way, then I wasn't picking it up. So I'm not really sure how a girl's going to win.
Girls are just spending all of the time trying to make you realize that you should engage in something. If they're interested in you, they're working the angles to make it so that you think you make the first move.
Mm-hmm.
Eliza Schlesinger, or whatever her name is, has a special called Elder Millennial. She's a stand-up comedian, and it's like archaeology. It's science. She talks about it, and it's spot on. Next question.
How many times per show does your
7?
How many times per show does your inner filter kick in?
Ooh.
Stop you from saying something.
That's a great question.
At least once a show. I don't ever want to take cheap shots at people. I genuinely, truly don't want to take cheap shots at people.
Like I do.
To your credit, I don't think that you take cheap shots. I think that, you might make jokes and stuff, but you won't do it you won't take the lowest blow, which is what I think a lot of conservative talk radio can be. And I think it's kind of ugly. And I will box this in. I went to Jersey County and spoke at their Lincoln Day dinner. I'm going to Macoupin County here soon, so if you're in the Macoupin County area, go to that event. I'd love to see you. Macoupin? The speech that I gave was about Illinois. Illinois, like, you watch the whole country, and the country is all headed in this red direction, and Illinois is like this sore thumb sticking out in the middle. But I think that Illinois has a golden opportunity here. And so I explained that, we have to defeat J.B. Pritzker specifically, but I did it in the analogy of David and Goliath. Just talking about defeating the giant. And there were just a lot of opportunities there that I refused to take. And I think, for instance, Greg Gutfeld does a nighttime show. He can't pass up a J.B. Pritzker joke about J.B. Pritzker's weight. I am of the belief that J.B. Pritzker is such an absolute disaster for the state of Illinois that we lose focus when we make fun of him for that, because there are real strong issues that we need to focus on that get lost if you're just calling him fat. I don't ever want to go down in there. That doesn't mean that I don't think it, but I have to try to take the pitch all the time. And if I don't take the pitch sometime, then shame on me. What about you, filter?
It's weird because I live in a filter in a way, but I can't say I ever, never, maybe once a week do I go, nah, I'm going to back off of that one. But you'll hear me do it. I will be actively saying whatever I thought and then go, no, I'm just going to stop. So it does happen.
What about you, Brad?
I would say probably on average 4 to 5 times per show I'm engaging my filter. And it's be it not appropriate for air, be it something mean that wouldn't hit right, or just taking, always constantly engaging with my filter.
I also think that the fact that we do engage our filter is one of the reasons why people like to listen to the show.
You know, the filter that I use the most is not one like, oh, that's too mean of a joke. It's one to keep the flow going.
Yeah.
And obviously, when I choose to disrupt that flow,
he's made a commitment.
I made a commitment.
He's made a real commitment. Thank you for listening to the Annie Fry Show. We're going to be back for another hour here in 2 o'clock. Join us. Give us a call and answer this poll question for today. 314-241-9797. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Is this the year you're going to watch? Let us know. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 39 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
At the Williams residence, everything looked kind of the same from the outside. But inside, their lives just got way happier. 3 years of inflation and debt had crushed them. But for the first time, they had the cash to secure their retirement, pay off bills, and plan their future. They didn't win the lottery exactly. They did a genius financial strategy called the Sell and Stay program from Truehold. It's easy. Their home's value had rebounded greatly, so they quickly sold it to Truehold and banked all that equity in cash. But since they weren't ready to move, they could stay put with an easy, affordable lease. Truehold even paid their property taxes, home insurance, and essential home repairs. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a Truehold offer now while your home's value is high. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without having to move. That's Truehold.com.
Attention St. Louis Medicaid residents in need of care at home. If you need assistance with daily activities, you can receive in-home care from a loved one that lives with you and they get paid. Through Medicaid with no cost to you, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care at home in St. Louis and they get paid instantly. This is 100% free to you. Call now to check your eligibility. It can be your daughter, son, a close relative, or trusted friend helping you with cooking, transportation, laundry, and other activities in your own home. You get the help you need and your caregiver gets paid instantly. Freedom Care has over 7,000 5-star Google reviews and is a leading choice in St. Louis for in-home care. If you have Medicaid and want great care from a loved one that's free to you through Medicaid, go to freedomcare.com or call 314-597-1749, 314-597-1749, 314-597-1749.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
Defending DOGE. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Elon Musk-led search for government waste getting high praise from President Trump.
We're talking about trillions of dollars. It will be, in the end, trillions of dollars being absolutely wasted and perhaps illegally. I would say certainly in many cases illegally, but perhaps illegally overall. And I'm very proud of the job that this group of young people, generally young people, but very smart people, they're doing.
He says it's being done at his insistence, but DOGE actions, including access to Treasury payment systems, have triggered lawsuits. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries says Republicans should be focusing on lowering the cost of living.
This is now day 19 of the new administration, and we were told that Republicans were prepared to lower the high cost of living for everyday Americans. But we've seen nothing, no action, no legislation.
House Republicans had meetings at the White House yesterday. Senate Republicans have a Mar-a-Lago meeting in Florida tonight. A new kind of deal in the works for U.S. Steel. President Biden had blocked Nippon's effort to buy U.S. Steel, and President Trump had also expressed concern about foreign ownership of the iconic U.S. company. Now he says Japanese investment is planned instead of ownership.
U.S. Steel is a very important company to us. It was the greatest company in the world for 15 years, many years ago, 80 years ago. And we didn't want to see that leave. And it wouldn't actually leave, but the concept, psychologically not good.
The president says meetings are planned on the new investment proposal next week. In a joint news conference with Japan's prime minister, the president also just announcing a possible joint venture in Alaska for oil and gas. And he says Japan will start importing a record amount of new shipments of liquefied natural gas. America's listening to Fox News.
It's time to throw out your overpriced big wireless contract. Throw it overboard. You can get an iPhone 14 or a Samsung Galaxy for $0 with a qualifying plan of just $45 a month. Get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 25 gigs of data, mobile hotspot. You get all of it. So get your new iPhone 14 or Samsung Galaxy for $0. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Pure Talk, pound 250, keyword Pure Talk from Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Let's call it increasing clouds this afternoon. The clouds will be taking control. It's a little chilly, 42. Cloudy skies dominate all night long with rain and a touch of sleet developing around midnight or so. The evening is dry, 34. Weekend is a little wet on Saturday, especially in the morning. Clouds all day long, 51. And Sunday, partly sunny and 38. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
I have been telling you to go eat at Andrea's restaurant for a long time, and Annie reminded me today, since she just went there the other day, that it is the 7th of February, which means if you haven't made a reservation yet for Valentine's Day, it's actually getting a little late. You might want to make that call right now to Andrea's restaurant. Whether it be on Valentine's Day or around it, you will have a fantastic meal. And you just leave the restaurant, I kid you not, the atmosphere, the food, you just leave refreshed. And I can't say that about every place I've ever eaten. Andrea's is very unique in that sense. It just feels like they've crafted the perfect meal and the perfect environment for that meal. Go to Andreas.com to see their full menu. One of the most beautiful things is that it's not a big menu because they specialize in steaks, and then they give you the full sides, everything included with your meal, so you will leave happy and you will leave full. Check it all out at Andreas.com.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Let's just face it, right? Your home should work for you, not against you. Hi, it's Kim, and if you've been dreaming of a new kitchen, bathroom, or a finished basement, now's the time to call Lakeside Renovation and Design. They're St. Louis's trusted experts in turning houses into dream homes. Just imagine this, a spa-like bathroom, maybe a chef-inspired kitchen, Or how about a cozy basement perfect for some movie nights? Their team handles everything from design to installation so you can just sit back and enjoy the process. Visit lakesidearty.com today to start your dream renovation.
Mark Cox here. Are you looking for the perfect start to your child's education? At Kirk Day School, the early childhood program for ages 3 and 4 is where your little one will learn to thrive. They have hands-on activities, nurturing teachers, and a biblical worldview. You can attend their early childhood open house Friday, March 7th, meet the dedicated educators, and tour their Christ-centered classrooms. To register for their early childhood open house and learn more, visit kirkdayschool.org.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Submit your favorite fish fry at 971talk.com/events. We're taking the show on the road every Friday during Lent, and we're looking for suggestions. It's Fish Fry Fridays on The Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Thank you for being here with us today. Ryan cut my hair earlier in the show. You can go back and watch that on the Annie Fry YouTube channel if you so choose, right after the 12:45 segment. So around 12:57 or so, he snipped it. I would say, I told him he could cut an inch. I would say he took 2 to 3 inches off the length of my hair.
I took some liberties.
I know.
With the hair that you allowed me to cut, and I cut more of it.
And you shaved your beard, and can you say niner niner?
I cannot.
I think you'd be more empowered.
Yeah.
Can you give us like a CB call or something like that? What's your trucker name?
Yeah, what's your handle?
I think it's Super Dude.
That's a big negative there, Ghost Rider.
That matches the hair. I think you're new to the truck stop. I think you're about to
get the Super Dude.
taken advantage of.
That mustache needs a ponytail to go along with it.
It doesn't look very good.
Someone says you need a white undershirt tank top.
Yeah.
I said to my kids the other day, I bought undershirts for my son. I don't know if undershirts are a thing anymore, but if you're going to be cold, then wear an undershirt or whatever. And I said something to my husband. I'm like, should he get a wife beater? And my son looked at me like I was the devil.
Yeah, that's the name for him.
I was just trying to explain. And I said to him, like, that is terrible. That is terrible. And then I had to explain to him why that shirt. The 90s were different. How long did we call white undershirts that are tank top undershirts wife beaters? And I mean, I never really even thought of it.
I don't know that we ever consciously stopped.
Well, I did then, because my 15-year-old son looked at me like I should sit and think about what I said.
It's a weird thing because it doesn't come up that much. That's not something that you have to refer to that often for it to come up enough for you to say, I don't do that anymore.
A wife beater tank top was standard issue fare in the 90s with your bowl cut and your low-rise baggy jeans. Guys would wear them. Girls would wear them.
That's true. Avril Lavigne would wear those.
Yeah, she made them cool.
And everybody called them wife beaters.
What do we say instead?
I think whatever that guy just said. He said standard white undershirt.
That's a lot of words.
They're
called
an A shirt on the package.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does it? But nobody wears. That's
Did
the
it
other
ever?
thing, they don't
Did
wear
it
those
ever
anymore.
say on the package? Was there ever a package that said wife beater? I
I'm
hope
sure
not.
there was.
No.
It's not going to be from Hanes, but I bet some.
Yeah, some.
You go to
some
Hot
random
Topic and pick one up.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet there was.
I felt obligated to stop calling them that.
I guess so, but I don't really know why.
It's terrible.
I mean, yeah, but so that's what they were called.
There's just something really interesting about saying a word that you don't even think about saying in front of your 15-year-old son who has no frame of reference for what you're saying, and the judgment they have on your face that you just so casually throw words around like that makes you really think about your life and your decisions.
I think I'm just realizing how much those are not worn. And how much they used to be.
They used to be like old guys.
Well, they were old guy things in the 80s, and then they became a Gen X thing.
What was like the shirt you wore?
Yeah. But it was a cross culture. It was like you could be a skater or you could be in a number of different groups.
You could be a preppy guy.
And you would wear one of those. I don't think I ever really wore those, but you would see a lot of people wearing
grunge,
them.
unbuttoned flannel.
John on X says it's a sleeveless T-shirt. But that's
not the same either.
That's a muscle shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what that is. Muscle shirt. Yeah.
You have any of those?
No.
Muscles?
No.
YouTube live chat poll for today. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Give us a call at 314-241-9797 if you want to tell us your plans for the Super Bowl if you're watching. This seems like it's always kind of a political decision. In the past, it has been. The NFL has been super political. Now, there's always this thing about probably one of my most trafficked tweets ever was about me. It was when Chris Stapleton sang the national anthem maybe 2 years ago, and I made a comment on X that I was not going to be watching the Super Bowl. I was like, Chris Stapleton, national anthem, killed it. Now on to watching some Disney movie because I won't be watching the Super Bowl. And I don't know if it was like Chank or something like that. Somebody huge was like, nobody cares. And they basically attached the fact that I was a conservative talk show host to the fact that I didn't want to watch a Super Bowl. Like it was this huge, big statement. No, I'm in St. Louis. I think the NFL is the meanest piece of crap in the history of pieces of crap. I don't like, I think that year the Super Bowl might have been the Rams when that happened, possibly. And I was just a woman scorned and I didn't want to do it, but everybody just slapped on to my non-wanting of any consumption of the Super Bowl because I was Republican. And that was certainly not it. I ended up replying back to people like, you're not even on, I'm from St. Louis. This is a completely, totally different thing. And it was good for engagement, but it like, why is it so political? I just don't even understand. Are you watching the Super Bowl? I don't know that I am. At this point in time, I might be a no. If I am not a no, I'm a yes, but indifferent because I don't know what is on the schedule. There's a couple places that we might be able to go, but I don't care about it. And I want to love the NFL. I loved the St. Louis Rams. My dad had season tickets. When my brother went to college, I was the +1 on the tickets for all of those years that we were absolutely horrible. And I kept going and I kept loving them. And it hurts to think about the way that it was ripped out of this city, the way the city was abused. And I am actively angry at it. I'm not indifferent to it. The worst thing is when I start watching it and I'm like, gosh, this is so fun to watch. So I kind of am averse to watching it. What about you?
I love watching the Super Bowl with my dad. I have zero interest in the game. I shouldn't say that. It's entertaining to watch. This year, I would say I'm probably rooting for the Chiefs a little bit, but I don't care that much.
Do you find yourself rooting for somebody?
I'll tell you why I do is because we will buy squares on one of those boards.
So you're rooting for you.
So you're rooting for you. Well, sometimes you might be rooting for a team to score in situations. Or you might have had something where this team has to win for you to win or whatever. But my son is now 10. And when I told him Super Bowl's coming up, I think he already knew that, but he also was like, oh, I just can't wait to go over to Grandpa's.
Oh.
It's just so fun. And it kind of ginned that up in me again.
Sure.
Being a kid and just enjoying it's the atmosphere. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah, it's a good party. 314-241-9797 if you want to give us a call and tell us if you're watching the Super Bowl. Chris, thanks for calling the Annie Fry Show. What are your plans for the Super Bowl?
Not watching it.
Not watching? How come?
Ever since the NFL took a knee against the American flag,
I turned them off and the NBA.
Both of them? And is there anything they could do to win you back?
No.
No.
No, they showed their true colors.
Expansion. Are you in St. Louis, Chris? In the St. Louis area?
Yes.
If an expansion team came here and they went hardcore patriotic and tried to make good on all of these things, show great support for our local law enforcement and everything, try to do all the right things, you're not winnable?
No, I've got family that's law enforcement, and the way this country turned their back on all these poor people that are out there risking their lives for us every day is wrong. And you had owners that back and stood behind them, the players, and the players wouldn't be able to do what they're doing without the service, without the police department, the fire department, basically all of them.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective, Chris. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. I
understand.
Mm-hmm. I think that there is, I don't know how old Chris was, and we have another Chris on the YouTube channel that said he's not winnable either, and he goes, I'm saying the same thing as Chris on the radio is saying, that they're over and done with it. I love a redemption story. I love the full apology and the action to back it up. I like the comeback story. I desperately want to see that with Anheuser-Busch locally. I want them to come back in full patriotic red, white, and blue, Eagles soaring, Clydesdales roaring through an open field, the whole thing. I want to see it all, and I want to champion that again. You just have to believe it, though.
Yeah, and they're trying. AB is.
I think so, but I really think it would go a long way, not just specifically for them, but for a lot of these people to be like, we blew it.
Yeah.
Do an interview.
Say it.
We blew it. And then back it up with your action, because I'm open to watching people's actions. I'm always more interested in your actions than your words. But I don't want any of these plays. I want people to acknowledge the error of their ways and be willing to correct it. But I also get people who are like, no, I'm done. I invested too much of my money, of my heart, my soul, my time into what you trampled on, and you trampled on something too near and dear to my heart that I'm not interested anymore. You're dead to me.
I don't think the NFL has changed course either. I think they've backed off of going that speed.
Because the winds have changed.
Because the winds, that's exactly right. But they haven't changed course.
Let's get to Bob. Bob, thank you for calling the Annie Fry Show. What about you? Are you watching the Super Bowl?
I loved football. I'm 70 years old. I watched football since Joe Namath won the Super Bowl. And I wouldn't watch the football now. I wouldn't watch the Super Bowl for anything. They've turned it so racist, so DEI. They're pandering toward their new audience. That's why we don't have any good Super Bowl halftime shows anymore. Now we got who? Kendrick Lamar.
Is he Is he the one?
Yeah, he's this year.
Yeah. I was at the last Super Bowl when the Rams lost to the Patriots, and they had Paul McCartney, they had U2, and I watched Springsteen and The Who and all these people. And I'm not just saying because they're all white, but how about AC/DC, or how about country acts for the Super Bowl? They're too busy having all the rappers and all that. It's just really become, besides kneeling and this and that, it's really become way too political, way too racist, and I don't need that.
Bob, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. You wanted to say something?
Well, I just wonder, and this is kind of an open question for anybody listening too, even if you're not going to call in, but does it change anything for you that Trump's going to be there this year? Is that an act of, all right, let's get back to normal from Trump? Or is he just kind of using this as an opportunity to
I
get
really want to live in the world where everything isn't about what politics said entity. I said this earlier, I guess in January. Folks, if you listen to the show for a long time, you know that I take Disney World trips with my family. I love those trips. It is my most cherished memories are going to Florida and spending that time that is full of joy. And it does take place at Disney World. And I love it. And I don't talk about it. I have not talked about it much on the show because the amount of hate that I get from people when I talk about the fact that I enjoy that with my family, that my family loves it, the accusations of what I'm doing when I go there, I've been quiet about it. But the truth of the matter is, I want to use my words to affect change. And yes, it's a huge company, it's a huge entity, as is the NFL. But watching Donald Trump show up at the NFL, and I think the biggest reason he's going there is post New Orleans New Year's Day thing. I think he's trying to say it is safe in America. I think that is something that he's trying to do. I have zero interest in using my thoughts and opinions on any particular entity and forcing them on anybody else and their decisions on how to spend their money, to spend their time. I don't feel I don't feel as much of an active participant in I must not watch the Super Bowl. I'm more in the indifferent category. Like if the family wants to go hang out with friends and be with good people at the Super Bowl party, I'm going to be there, and I'm not going to be like, no, I'm not. Like that would.
Well, that's where I'm at too.
Yeah, but at the same time, if like these callers, if they are disinterested because of the things that they're putting on the NFL, which I think the NFL has earned those judgments, I'm not going to sit here and tell them you should give it a chance because Donald Trump is giving it a chance. Like we have to go back to the time where we make our own decisions based on the information that is in front of us and that we mind our own gosh darn business. Cancel culture is where if you want to cancel me because I like to enjoy family vacations with my kids at Disney World, that to me is not a conservative value. You are not furthering your cause when you do that. Me holding it over somebody else about whether you do participate in the NFL stuff or you don't participate in it, we have to advocate for good, smart handling of all of these sensitive situations that do have to do with race. I saw that the NFL is taking end racism out of the
end
zone, and they're putting choose love in there.
Oh, I didn't see the choose love thing.
I saw that, and I thought to myself, well, that should help. And the person who was commenting on it was mad because it didn't make you choose love, doesn't make you search your soul the way end racism does. I'm like, it's a football game. There isn't soul searching. This is the opposite of soul searching. This is brute force, physical aggression, mano a mano, at least to this point. You're out there, you're hitting each other, you're trying to hit each other the hardest, and you're trying to get this ball from here over to there. When you get to the end zone, you do the stanky leg or something. You're not like soul searching. That's not what it's for. It's football. If you're investing your time in watching a football game so you can do soul searching, I've never watched that kind of football game before.
I saw Matt Walsh post a obviously fake conversation with his son where his son comes to him and says, Daddy, is this supposed to be a signal to us that we're supposed to start racism again? And he says, I don't know, son. We're all just so confused now that the NFL has done this that I'm not sure how we're supposed to act now. I didn't know about the choose love thing, though. I didn't know they were replacing it with something.
I'm always worried that I see those things on X and it's like the extra step, the extra liberty that someone said. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I suggested it, and if it happens, it started here because of some rando tweet I read. I don't know. Brad, before we go to break, your answer to this question, are you watching the Super Bowl?
So I share a lot of the same experience as you. The Rams were my team. The Rams are the team. The St. Louis Rams were the team that made me fall in love with the NFL, and they're also the team that broke my heart really whenever they left the thing. So I have stayed away from it, but I will be watching it, but indifferent to the outcome. The only reason I'll be watching it is because the kids in the youth group wanted to have a Super Bowl party, and so I'm going to have a Super Bowl party with the kids in the youth group, and I'm going to spend time hanging out with them and letting them have a good time.
Let's take a quick break, and I also want to get to some of the things that DOGE is finding out in a way that only can be presented by Senator Kennedy. Let us know what you think online to the YouTube live chat poll. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes, go Chiefs. Yes, go Eagles. Yes, but indifferent. No, let us know.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
You better than that. What you sipping on? I got you talking
IGotFloored.com is the website you're shopping for flooring. Make sure that you go to Michael's Flooring Outlet to get access to the best deals, the best quality, and the best customer service. When Michael's Flooring Outlet is located in 3 different locations for you, you're going to be able to conveniently find them in St. Charles County, in West County, and Darien Prairie, but your shopping process can actually start now. It's $2.25 on a Friday afternoon. Start your shopping process right now at IGotFloored.com on the website. You can even request an estimate right there and get the budget process kind of flushed out a little bit. You can read reviews on their website as well that will help you guide your process. If you're looking for hardwood flooring, if you're looking for a techwood flooring, they have wonderful options, beautiful finishes, and when you actually go physically into the store, great displays that help you consume exactly how it might feel in your home. Touch it, feel it, experience it, but shop for your flooring at Michael's Flooring Outlet, IGotFloored.com.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
The colder weather is a great excuse to practice your Second Amendment skills inside at the Range St. Louis West. Mark Cox here from my friends at the Range, 14803 Manchester Road out in Baldwin. I told you they have the best training in town. February 19th, the Range is co-hosting a women's self-defense workshop at the West County Gracie Barra location. You can get the details on all these events and how to sign up on their website. It's therangestl.com or follow them on Facebook.
Surprise!
Surprise!
You know, surprise parties, they can be fun, right? Well, financial surprises, not so much, especially when you're retired, like finding out you owe more in taxes than you thought you would, or having to go back to work to make ends meet. Maybe you think you'll be okay, but why not double check just to be sure? Call Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions and schedule a retirement double check. Marvin and his team have been helping families plan for retirement for more than 15 years. Call 314-373-1598 to schedule your retirement double check with Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions. That's 314-373-1598. Don't let a financial surprise derail your retirement dreams. Give Marvin and the team a call, 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and in Illinois.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Prices are going up in 2025 on HVAC equipment. Save now with 2024 pricing on a new system today. For details, visit aircomfortservice.com/new.
News that's on time.
On your time.
Download the Odyssey app and dip in whenever you want. And stay on top of what's happening. 97.1 FM Talk on the Odyssey app. You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Now, Mr. Musk started with the USAID. That handles a lot of foreign aid for America. American people are very generous. But I'll tell you what Mr. Musk discovered. I find it fascinating. He discovered that the American taxpayers are giving money to Afghanistan. He found that we are giving money to Yemen. He found that we are giving money to Syria. I didn't know that. Some of our foreign aid is going to Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria. He found that the USAID has 10,000 people, 10,000 people, employees, and every year they give away $40 billion. He found that the USAID gave money to support electric vehicles in Vietnam. Our money, taxpayer money. He found that USAID gave money to a transgender clinic in India. I didn't know that. I bet you the American people didn't know that. He found that the USAID gave $1.5 million to a Serbian LGBTQ group called Grupa DOGE. I probably mispronounced that. My apologies. Anyway, they got $1.5 million to, quote, advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. He reviewed a study and then went and checked it. The study was done by the Middle East Forum. They found that USAID spent $164 million to support radical organizations around the world. We're not talking Cub Scout troops here. We're talking about radical organizations around the world. They gave $122 million of that to groups aligned with foreign terrorist organizations. Our taxpayer money. According to this report in Mr. Musk, the USAID has given millions of dollars to, quote, organizations in Gaza controlled by Hamas. Why aren't my colleagues talking about that? Recipients of the money, they found, have, quote, called for their lands to be cleansed from the impurity of Jews. That's what we're giving foreign aid to. I kind of find what he's found out interesting. He found that we gave $2 million, USAID did, for sex changes in Guatemala. He found that we gave $20 million to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. He found that we gave $4.5 million of taxpayer money to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. He found that we gave $10 million, USAID did, of meals to an al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group called the Nusra Front. Mr. Musk found that we gave $7.9 million of taxpayer money to a project that would teach Sri Lankan journalists to avoid binary gendered language. The USAID took $8 million and gave it to a bunch of journalists in Sri Lanka to teach them how to avoid binary gendered language. I don't know what the hell binary gendered language is. I think I do. You think most taxpayers would support that? Why are we talking about that? The USAID gave $1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. They gave $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem. They gave $1.5 million for, quote, art for inclusion of people with disabilities in Belarus. Another $3.9 million for LGBT causes in Macedonia. $8.3 million for equity and inclusion education in Nepal. I could go all night.
You know, it's not often that I'll play like 4 minutes of a clip on this show. But that's what the American people need to be hearing right now. These are real facts. Every single one of those dollars. I'm offended at myself that when I hear it's an M million, I'm like, well, that's not as much. Did they say $40 billion get shoveled out the door of your taxpayer dollars? They want to raise taxes on you. That's the government's always looking to take more of your money. Elon Musk is highlighting all of these things. Now they're stopping it. If it's a worthy cause, they're leaving it. I think that there was some cancer research in Africa or something like that, or maybe slowing the spread of HIV or something that I heard earlier today, maybe on Kilmead's show, and they were talking about how that was left. It's not like if USAID funds it, it's gone. How in the world can we as tax-paying American citizens say we should be signing all of these checks when we can't fund the most basic things? Everyone's freaking out about Medicare and Social Security. Your Medicare, your Social Security is more safe today than it ever was because we are shoring up dollars all over the place that are being spent in useless ways to the American individual that will allow our government to invest in and support the things that Americans need. And by virtue of doing that, we will become a more economically healthy country, and therefore we'll be able to be more generous globally. But you have to take care of home first. And letting Senator Kennedy, good for him for going on the floor. I know other people have done this as well. And listing these things that are absolutely absurd. I don't know who hears that and says, absolutely, we've got to stay on this.
Trump said, I think yesterday, in one of his many press appearances, you want to save Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security? You better be pretty glad you elected me, because if you had Joe Biden here, all these things would be going bankrupt. And I'm going to save them by cutting spending elsewhere. Guess what happens when you go bankrupt? Everything goes away. So if you are financially solvent, you can actually keep some of these programs.
And the thing that's really irks me, but also, again, fortifies the understanding of what we've been dealing with, where we've been versus where we are now. All of those things that Senator Kennedy listed, they're all newsworthy things. They're all things that the American people have every right to know because the American people are paying for them. That is a huge, huge story. But not for CNN. That's not the story for CNN.
Yes, so this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online. So that would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now working at Musk's behest inside DOGE. And we looked into his background. And so we found several notable things, Aaron, one of which is that this individual has founded multiple companies, including one with another unfortunate name, Tesla.Sexy LLC, which he established in 2021. He would have been around 16 years old. Now, this LLC controls dozens of web domains.
So you have...
Yes, so this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls.
What's the expose here?
The story for CNN is the people who are doing the rooting out. The story is not the money. The millions and billions of your taxpayer dollars that are being spent on outrageous things. And it's funny to me, the sexual nature by which a lot of these things are being funded, because a lot of the things are LGBTQ things. Those are sexual preferences. So there's a sexual nature in that. But when she says, unfortunately named Big Balls, oh, shame.
Yeah, people are like... And then also unfortunately named company that he started when he was 16. How? Oh my gosh! Immediately you hear that, you go, he started a company? How evil could this kid be?
Does it matter the people who are involved in this process? Yeah, it probably does. I don't want them to be bad people, but all they're trying to do is discredit the information that is coming out, the DOGE is finding. The only thing that matters to them is that they discredit Elon Musk, because then they discredit Donald Trump. It's the only thing that matters to these people. And do you hear yourself when you're on there saying big balls?
Also,
do you hear it?
Look,
does it sound the same to you when you say big balls as it does to us to watch you on CNN lamenting the tragedy that is the Elon Musk DOGE effort under the Donald Trump presidency, and you're like, shame, big balls, and we're all like, that's even funnier than yesterday.
Tesla.sexy? I don't think so. They could have gone in on any one of those things that Senator Kennedy just outlined for probably an hour. I was writing down some of them just because I was like, you could do entire segments on one thing in this list, and they're not talking about any of it.
Because it's not the story. The story is predetermined. It's always baked in the cake for these people. So this is Joy Reid. What does she have to say about all of
and
this?
And on his LinkedIn, and I apologize to the Saints out there, and we know a lot of the Saints listen to the show, he called himself Big, B-A-L-L-S. I won't say the whole word, so I won't be vulgar. That's what he calls himself. So Big, B-A-L-L-S, has all of our Social Security data, and maybe downloaded it, maybe didn't share it, maybe did.
I think the word you were looking for is balls.
What about the Saints, Annie?
Who is she talking about? Is she just talking about Christian people?
I don't know. Maybe? Yeah. The Saints? Maybe. Maybe she's talking about the team.
Probably not. Probably not. The story is predetermined. There's no amount of fraud or waste or excess pork project spending that these people are going to say. Like, there's nothing that's going to be uncovered that they're going to go, we really don't need to be spending those dollars.
At what point ever has Joy Reid led with, I don't want to offend anybody who's a Christian, but here's what's really going on. I'm going to spell this word because of the saints. That has never happened.
She's used the F word on the air before, hasn't she?
I have no idea.
I think she has. It's very selective.
This is bizarro. They really have no standard. It's just whatever Trump's doing, that must be bad. Let me do the opposite of that thing.
I'll add here, there is a video on X right now. Nick Sorter tweeted it out, but the sign for USAID is being taken down. The stone sign.
It's symbolic.
It's coming down. So I guess the agency, is it done? Is it done? I know that Marco Rubio took it over as Secretary of State, but yeah. Let's take a quick break. When we come back at the end of the next segment, we're going to get the results of today's YouTube live chat poll. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes, go Chiefs. Yes, go Eagles. Yes, but indifferent. Or no? Are we all three yes, but indifferent? I'm between that and no.
I'm between yes, indifferent, and yes, go Chiefs.
I'm a yes and indifferent.
What are you? Go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel, vote. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
The Retirement Advisory Group, you talk to Bob Kershaw, Tammy Kershaw, get with Thomas Helbig on your retirement planning. You're going to be in very good hands. If you are 59 and a half or older, if you are really close to retirement, if you have just recently retired, when you connect with the Retirement Advisory Group, you get a free sit-down conversation with them. You talk to them about what you have saved up, what you got going on, and they are going to show you exactly how they can help protect it from any drastic market downturns where you can still benefit from the upside of the market. 314-993-9494 is the number to call. Our longtime friends here at 97.1 FM Talk and the Annie Fry Show, Thomas Helbig, Bob and Tammy Kershaw at the Retirement Advisory Group are going to take great care of you. They're not going to pressure you. They're going to give you the information you need to make an educated decision yourself after you call 314-993-9494. One more time, 314-993-9494. Reach out to the Retirement Advisory Group and tell them Annie sent you. Online at retirementkey.com.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
A lot of votes in this one. Are you watching the Super Bowl? From the calls, I would say that maybe quite a few of you are not. Yes, go Chiefs. Yes, go Eagles. Yes, but indifferent. Or no. Those are your options for the YouTube live chat poll today. Let us know what you think. We'll give you the results in just a few minutes. 2:43. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. The Reardon Roundtable is coming up here. Jane Duker, Greg Keller, former State Senator Jeff Smith. Keller and I have a wager on something that Jane and Jeff are going to probably say in the first few minutes, if not the first few seconds. We'll see who wins that bet. Coming up after 3.
This is the Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We'll get those poll results here in about 10 minutes from right now. So get on the Annie Fry YouTube channel, youtube.com/@AnnieFry, and you can vote there and let us know if you're watching the Super Bowl. Go Chiefs, go Eagles. You're watching, but you're indifferent, or no. We're talking with some of the callers that we had earlier in this hour. about the NFL. The NFL is clearly dead to them. They've dug their grave. They can rest in it now. I talked about, my affection and for Disney World specifically and things Disney and the connection that I have to that with my family. And I always, when I comment on it, I always want to emphasize the fact that I want to see Disney get back to being great again, which is kind of an overused phrase or whatever. But I do want to see them move away from all the DEI crap that has really sullied, no pun intended, a lot of the content that they have put out in the past 15 years or so. I want to see them get back on their feet. I want them to push away the things that people don't like about them, and I want them to get back to the business of telling great stories and providing great experiences. For you, is there anything that you can think of, Ryan and Brad, that has had a dip? The NFL is one of them, of course. Disney is another. But is there anything that has really fallen out of favor that you're really cheering for the opportunity for it to resurge, to come back greater than ever, and that, as much as you've been angry at that said thing, as much as you've been frustrated and disappointed and judgmental of how low that thing has gotten, that you would be equally joyful and excited to champion it once again if it came back in a state of glory? Do either of you have something?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Star Wars.
I wondered if you'd say that.
It was the Star Wars franchise. I have, when it came back for the very first episode, the episode where they entered.
Before you get too deep into this, as a non-Star Wars person, what Star Wars do you like and what don't you like?
So I like the original trilogy, the prequels, the first.
You like the prequels?
Yes.
Because people didn't like those at first.
They didn't like them at first. I always did like them, and I never understood why people didn't. There was, whatever. But I thought I was super excited when they were going to come back out with Episode 7 where they introduced Rey and Finn and all those other people. And that movie was okay, but I feel like they played it too safe. And then they just lost me from there on out. The Mandalorian was good. But
what is it that Star Wars did when they took the turn that was wrong for you? What is it that they focused on that missed the mark from you as a fan and other people, because I hear people complaining about it all the time?
Where they really lost me was whenever they missed the mark on Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker was the main character of the original trilogy, and he was the kid that would not give up on his father, who was the most evil man in the universe. He's Darth Vader, the baddest dude.
He was like the one that was better than all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was the one. He wouldn't give up, and he kept fighting and kept fighting. He threw his lightsaber away in the Death Star and said, I'm not going to strike him down. He's my dad. I believe in him. And he redeemed his dad. This guy. And then they write this story where we're supposed to believe that he had a force vision of his nephew that he was going to be bad, and he was going to kill him in his sleep. And I'm like, this is totally unbelievable. Luke Skywalker doesn't run and hide on an island because
so the
he
thing
did
that made
like
Luke Skywalker great, they just completely trashed.
They completely trashed it. I mean, I think Mark Hamill's on record saying this, and they trashed Luke Skywalker. They trashed Han Solo. They made him out to be a deadbeat dad. They trashed. The only person they didn't trash was Leia, but they made her good. And then they ruined the characters that I fell in love with in an effort to prop up the characters they wrote.
How do they fix it? Not necessarily the specific storyline, but would you like that to see them tell the story as if those episodes never happened? Just take a whole new stab at it, and we sucked at that. We're doing it again.
Retconning it would make me super happy. They wouldn't have to do that. Just get back to telling good stories in that universe, because that is a rich field with so much material. And don't push a political message. Don't do anything like that. Just focus on telling a good, fun story. Pay attention to the source material. Make sure it lines up with what the universe that you're writing it from is.
Is there money to be made by doing that?
Absolutely, because people like me will then take their kids and their grandkids.
You're not indifferent to it. You're mad at it.
I'm mad at it.
And you want to be happy at it.
Yeah, I want it to be good again.
Do you have anything like that?
I do. It's Saturday Night Live.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I really root for Saturday Night Live, too. I love that show.
Like, you peek in every once in a while, and you're like, is it good? And then you're like, it's not good.
And, well, they actually can hit a double or a triple every now and then.
You know who kills it on Saturday Night Live?
Nate Bargatze.
Yes.
Bargatze.
Yes, he does. Have you seen? I was going to play this. I forgot to pull it up. Have you seen the skit he does as a golfer?
No.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you guys. I'll tweet it out here too. But he's, to me, it's classic like Steve Martin stuff.
That's great.
He's a golfer, and he's like he does golf a lot, so that's something he definitely does. But he's out golfing, and it's like he's being covered by the PGA or whatever. And like every stroke he does something is incredibly devastating. Like the first stroke he takes, he blows a bird up in the air, and then the next one he hits he like hooks it a little bit, and it lands in like an eagle's nest.
I assume you were just watching Nate Bargatze hit shots, and they're narrating this.
Well, they've got like the golf narrators on the side, and they're doing the play-by-play of it. And I mean, it's just like I don't know. To me it was like classic Steve Martin, kind of old-fashioned. Like you're just watching him struggle in the most absurd, obscene ways. It's just funny. Yeah. There's nothing about it. There's no end racism / choose love in the end zone of these comedy sketches. It's just silly and it's funny, and that's what Nate Bargatze does. He just talks about life, and he does it in a way that is relatable and hilarious because he calls things out in the open that everybody experiences, but you don't talk about until you hear him talk about it, and you're like, oh, yes, obviously. SNL's a really good one.
And I'm really okay with them doing political humor. They've done political humor for a long time, and in the 90s, it was super funny, I guess because it was Clinton. But when they were making fun of whether it be Reagan or George H.W. Bush, even George Bush to an extent, I thought it got a little mean during his
The 4
term.
years of Donald Trump, term 2, could be some of the best stuff that SNL's ever done.
Yeah, it's okay to do political stuff. It's just that you have to have a little bit of a balance. And we've said before, like when Alec Baldwin was doing it, there was no real, I hate to say love, but there was no real respect for the actual president in that.
When you do a set like that, the most amazing moment that can happen in one of those sets, and they do this from time to time, is the actual person walks onto the scene. Where you have, the character, if you had a George H.W. Bush out there, and then you have, was it Dana Carvey who did him?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, if George H.W. Bush comes out there, and they're like in on the joke. They can handle it. They can see it. And you put those people on there together. They tried to do that with Kamala Harris. But it wasn't for fun. It was for votes. Mm-hmm. And that's what's been so apparent with SNL for so long. I, like you, want it to be great. I want edgy humor. Dave Chappelle does great too.
Yeah, they've actually in the last 12 months, and maybe this is a Trump thing because it's even more recent than that actually, is they've moved back toward old stand-up comedians. And stand-up comedians are controversial. Usually the ones that are good, they're not doing stuff that's safe. They're doing stuff that pushes the boundary. And I've seen, pictures of Nate Bargatze. Nate Bargatze out with Lorne Michaels and a bunch of other people, like having intimate dinners. And I'm just wondering, are they picking up on this? Are they starting to realize that America wants they don't want edgy for the sake of edgy.
Well, I think the question is, what you're saying, do they care what America wants, or do they? Because I think SNL has carved out an audience that will sustain them in that fashion. And
a partisan audience, you mean?
Yeah, I mean it's like group therapy. You go there to hate the same people, and it's
they seem to be shifting though.
Well,
a little bit,
but I think that's because so many people have broken the mold by saying, you don't have to do this. Like you can live in that world. You can watch MSNBC. They're living in that world. They should live in that world. CNN should not live in that world. CNN should do news, and they should have opinions that come from all different places. You can have your raging leftist and your raging rightist. You can have those people go at it hard and have that discussion be the content. Saturday Night Live has chosen to be the MSNBC of comedy. And that's a small group of people that they know are going to rely on, okay, they said the thing we needed to hear. It's the shot in the arm that gets you through the week. But what I think your point is that they're peeking around the corner and going, there's a lot more out there. They're going to lose some of those fish in the tiny pond that they're fishing in right now if they make any joke that makes Donald Trump look even remotely relatable, human.
Mm-hmm.
They know they're going to lose some of those fish, but I think that they're looking at that right now and going, but how big is the other pond?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think SNL is a great one. Star Wars is a great one.
And there's an easy way for them to turn that corner, too. Last point I'll make about it. They just need to hire me as a writer.
Okay. Well, then what are we going to do?
Well, I'll still come here, but I'll do that at night. That's Saturday Night Live.
I have a feeling you wouldn't.
Right before then, don't you?
I would love to know more from you folks on things that you would like to see be made great again. Because I think that I'm a huge, strong advocate of giving people the room to improve, and not writing it off like, oh, we beat you and you suck and now you're gonna fade to black. I'd really like to see people go, we blew that, but we care and we want to come back better than ever. Ethan, welcome to the show.
Hi.
You want to give us the results of today's poll? You want to give us your answer as well?
Absolutely. I'm watching the Super Bowl, and go Eagles, because the Chiefs, I don't support devil magic, and that's what the Chiefs are on.
Ooh, man. You think the refs cheat?
No, I don't.
Do you think they're really into the black arts, though?
Stop it! Stop it! Give us the results.
424 votes for today's YouTube live chat poll. Are you watching the Super Bowl? 49% say yes, go Chiefs. 9% say yes, go Eagles. 18% say yes, but indifferent. And 25% say no.
Man, 9% of 424 votes are cheering for the Eagles, and you're one of them.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I'm cheering for the Chiefs, but if I watch it, I'll just kind of let it flow. I actually always end up cheering for the team that loses because I just feel sorry for the moms that are watching their children lose. That's just God's honest truth. It's so true. Mark Reardon Show coming up next. Don't go away.
Attention St. Louis Medicaid members. If you need assistance with daily living, you can receive a free service from Freedom Care in your own home from a loved one who lives with you. With Freedom Care, you decide who provides your daily care, helping you with preparing meals, bathing, laundry, transportation, and more. A family member or friend that gets paid instantly. It's all through Medicaid, and as a St. Louis resident, it's 100% free to you. New to Medicaid, the Freedom Care family will guide you through enrollment, making it stress-free for patients and caregivers. With over 7,000 five-star Google reviews, we've perfected at-home care for Medicaid members and caregivers. If you live in the St. Louis area, this service is free to you through Medicaid, and with our InstaPay app, caregivers can choose to get paid instantly. So go to freedomcare.com or call 314-697-4912. 314-697-4912. That's 314-697-4912.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
In Missouri, farming isn't just a profession, it's a purpose. You can feel it in our 27 million acres of farmland. You can see it in the nearly 41,000 Missourians who work in agriculture. You can hear it at our farmers markets. You can count it in the $93.7 billion it brings our state. And you can taste it at your family's dinner table. A lot of farmers in our state rely on Bayer's tools and inventions because Bayer has a purpose too. To help farmers thrive. Learn more at go.bayer.com/purpose. Paid for by Bayer.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax.